Hello everybody, it's me, Matthew or Peach. I'm going to be reacting to some videos. It'll probably go on for a little while because I'm reacting to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe like 6 hours of videos while lo-fi chill hop plays in the background. Winter relaxation plays in the background, and I'm going to have intelligent stuff that plays in the background just because I like having stuff in the background playing while I'm reacting, so let's do it. And some of it probably depends on a cold core ambience playlist. Now don't get me wrong, listening to this is pretty cool and looking at it is cool as well, but the main thing I wanted to react to is Minecraft, the ambient nostalgia core, and the 1 hour of horror games and an hour of indie horror game screenshots. So, Cold Core Ambience playlist is still good though. It's pretty nice. This is relaxing. Oh dang, shoot. I didn't mean that, kind of. But I don't like putting on too many videos at once because I'm realizing that it becomes sort of discombobulated. One time I think I had like 6 videos going on at once. So I just prefer to keep it on the fireplace with snow, sometimes rain, sometimes with people talking with intelligence, and while reacting to scary videos or playing games. I do it because I think it's very relaxing to me, and I think other people who watch it will want to watch it, including me. I think it's very soothing, and my voice it's not exactly what you call a good voice, or like a voice that people will be they won't be energetic or excited by, because I not only I'm a boring person in real life. My voice is soft spoken. I speak more quiet than probably a lot of people. But that's okay. As long as I can just do commentary the way I want to, it'll be fine. Um, but I enjoy it. It's like, yeah, I'm not a professional at like commentating or like doing any online stuff or like I don't think debating really. I just talk about how it's going, theology, politics, other people's beliefs, and see if they themselves are coherent, consistent, and I also like to see if they can appeal to or justify anything outside of their own preferences or own mind. But yeah, I kind of just do stuff on my own. But then again, I don't exactly get lonely. So to me, it doesn't bother me very much. You can barely hear Andrew and Diddley and the rest of those people.
Pornography include North Korea, Iran, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. Now, I don't know about you, but those countries don't exactly scream freedom to me. In contrast, the United States is a country that values freedom more than anything. So much so that it's the very first amendment in their constitution. There have since been many attempts to ban
this stuff.
Failed. Many people mistakenly think that this
It's
isn't
pretty relaxing.
However, federal courts have ruled that anti-pornography laws do in fact violate.
I think that
Dating pornography, the main point of contention, as I mentioned earlier, is its impact on people.
maybe I put too much bass on it.
Which is, of course, an important conversation to be had, especially with how
Because when I talk into like a phone, my voice isn't this bassy, though it depends on the proximity effect too, because the closer you are to a microphone, the more like the proximity effect is, and the more bassier it will sound. But the farther away it is, depending on the mic position, your voice might sound a little bit different too. So it depends on many factors, I think. I don't think a phone microphone can be as good as an official microphone, one that's a studio one. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, what's better between a phone camera versus a camera that's like a DSL or DOS or something? And those cameras are just way better because they are built for photography and nothing else, whereas phone has many components, so you're probably not going to get the best of the best top of the line quality with cameras, although cameras for, I would say, most people are good because reasons why
of
phones
conservatives and religious folk
are very
essentially boils
popular
down to
is because they can fit in your pocket. They're basically mini computers. They're multimedia machines. They can do a lot. A phone is a pocket computer that's, I think, in some ways more versatile than just a computer in many ways.
So the vast majority of people are able to engage in porn in a responsible and healthy manner. Porn is not something that negatively affects their mental health or other areas of their lives, such as relationships or work life. In fact,
and this is
studies
nice.
have shown that one of the biggest indicators of self-perceived problems around pornography use is actually moral incongruence. So, for example,
I
if
wonder.
you're a religious or conservative person and you hold the belief that porn is bad for you, it's sinful and you should stay away from it, but you watch it anyway, that can be very mentally distressing. And let me be clear, it is not the porn itself that is causing this psychological distress. It's the moral incongruence. Meta-analyses have found religiosity to be an even stronger predictor of perceived pornography-related problems.
Should I put
than
up the
frequent
lo-fi a little?
porn and even daily use of porn. And this is especially interesting.
Yeah,
when we
probably.
consider statistics showing that the Bible Belt states in America watch a lot of porn. And on top of that, they're among the highest consumers of gay porn. So this really starts to paint a picture of how prevalent this moral incongruence phenomenon is in regards to perceived problematic porn use. For those who don't experience such moral incongruence, porn can often be seen as a rather positive thing in their lives, or maybe even neutral, providing them with a sexual outlet and stress relief, and even positive relationship and educative effects such as improved sexual
Okay, I can hear the lo-fi now.
and more attentive to their partner's sexual desires. Overall, the literature and academic community are in consensus.
Dude, I
that
love being
pornography
an
does not
emo
negatively
brown
affect the vast
ODS.
majority of people. I'm not gonna deny that there isn't some level
Many
of harm
people
being
get
caused here, but
like
obviously, as I
kind
mentioned
of
earlier,
weirded out.
we as a society
That
have
makes
been
sense. I
an acceptable
understand.
level of harm in the case of things like fast food, alcohol, the things that Andrew mentioned.
Because that
Much of
many
people's
people
disdain
think
for
the
pornography
LDS Church
is one of
is
moral
racist.
disagreement rather
Many
than of public health
like read the
concern. So if
scriptures
you're
and
someone who cares about
the
freedom of
LDS
speech
Mormon
and personal
scriptures
autonomy,
and say
we should
stuff
instead
like
advocate for better
it's
regulations around
like
porn to ensure that it's being
anti-white,
ethically produced
I mean
and that workers
anti-black
being
and
treated fairly,
pro-white,
rather than
but
stating
those
what
verses
consenting adults should do in the privacy of their own homes.
need to be taken within context.
Let's get into it.
Otherwise, at least I don't think it works very well. And it would kind of make God a racist, which I don't think God is, because if God was racist, why would he create like his own kind of worst enemies? Why would he create his own creation? Well, technically, everything created from God or from something external is still bound by that thing. So even white people, some of them can't escape his wrath, because I believe that Christ-like behavior and how you behave is more important than what you believe, think, say, or maybe even do to some extent.
Yeah. Could we start with defining pornography?
Well, actually, I think we needed to start by defining porn. What is that?
Something that results in negative outcomes.
So sorry I'm not talking very much, but I'm kind of tired, and
We can look.
Okay, go ahead.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
So
I got back from the gym, and
look at how a society
it's
is
like
functioning,
9:02 p.m.
success.
Yeah, what way do you use
What way do I use
to determine harm?
to determine harm?
Yes. You don't have to repeat the question. Just answer.
What do you mean? What way do I use to determine harm?
What metric would you use to determine harm?
Well, I would use multiple metrics, not just one.
Okay, so if somebody was really happy, for instance, about, I don't know, unaliving themselves, is that harm?
I will probably
Is it
talk
harmful for
more.
someone to be happy about killing themselves? Or they would
Like basically, I'll talk more.
Have that, right? Or we should.
People probably shouldn't.
I'll talk more when
Okay. And that's because
the
of this harm principle.
Yeah.
Okay. If
maybe
you
the
had
next
two brothers
video.
who were twins, okay, and
I'm just
they wanted to have sex
vibing.
with each other, can you give me a single reason that would be harmful?
There could be potentially some kind of power dynamics at play that could be harmful.
They're twins,
Twins? Maybe not then.
so you wouldn't have any objection to incest, for instance, under this worldview.
Well, I have an objection just on the level of like, yeah, I think it's icky.
Well, but wait a second. They're really happy. And how does it affect you?
Yeah, I honestly don't really care. Could we get back onto
Yeah,
the
we
topic
are.
of
We are back
finding-
to the topic.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what your harm principle is. I'm not going to let you evade. So while I'm doing is trying to.
I just said I don't care.
Yeah, that's great. I don't care. It's not an argument. It's not a response to one. It's not even.
No,
a
like
position.
I wouldn't see
Okay,
that as
well,
like a morally bad.
I do like the aesthetics.
That was
I don't care.
my answer.
Okay,
I like
great.
this
I don't care is
one,
not the answer.
especially.
I'm asking you a question.
Well, no, it is because you're asking me if I
Is
find
it
it immoral. I'm saying I don't care.
Yeah. So is that no?
So I don't find it immoral.
So then the answer would be no.
Yes.
Okay, great. So next time say no, and then I'll know that you actually mean no when you say that. Okay, so if somebody had a dead body in their backyard and they dug it up and had sex with it every day, and nobody found out about it, would that be illegal?
Yeah. Because as a society, we've decided that we have some level of respect for the dead, and also it would probably harm the people who are related to the person who died.
I'm super confused. What if you're the only person who knows dead bodies there? They have no.
Well, like I said, we as a society have deemed that we
What
have
if
like
the
some level
person
of respect for the dead.
What if the person writes a note saying, "I want to have my body had sex with after I'm dead by my son. Whenever he wants, he can dig me up and have sex with that dead body." Is
Yeah,
that
we could
okay?
also have someone say, yeah, I consent to someone
she's
keeping me
not scared
alive.
of
I
Israel.
still think that is a level of harm that is unacceptable.
Yeah, but you haven't really told me why. You just keep saying, you keep on making these weird general allusions to we as society have determined, but the way we would use the metric under a harm principle for if society is doing the right thing or the wrong thing would be based on harm. So if society is doing something,
Yes, and I think for those particular things we've outlined, that is a level of harm that we deem
yeah, I
unacceptable.
don't know why you're. So if society is doing something which is actually not harmful, and they have decided that that's okay.
Oh, what it was
Right.
playing,
Then
I've been
I don't
enjoying
understand
it.
why you're not saying that
I might
society
get something
needs
to eat, but I'm
dig up,
hungry.
Aunt Fester in the backyard and have sex with the body unless you can demonstrate who that actually harms. Because society would just be wrong then.
So hungry.
Because as I've explained a few times now, we have a respect for the dead as a society, so that would be violating that kind of social
Oh, this
contract.
is so relaxing.
I see. So society and society's moral intuitions become a social contract which we should adhere to.
Lo-fi,
Okay, so as long as I change society's mind about porn,
playing
being
with
bad.
horror
Sure, so
stuff
let's
in the
begin.
Okay,
background
hang on, stop. Make
while
sure I got this correct.
listening to
Would it
intelligent
not
stuff
be the case that
while
if
having
society agreed that porn was bad, that would now be a social contract based on their
lo-fi
intuition, and
chill
you,
hop
based on
while
your
listening
intuition, have
to
to concede that you should not do that.
horror ambience and horror
Because
Yeah,
stories
except the majority of people
while
don't see porn as well.
listening to
My
intelligent
question is,
stuff
ask what is, ask
while
what is.
studying theology,
Yeah, I'm asking about
philosophy,
So this would kind of
epistemology,
go back to like
metaphysics,
what I said about fast food, which is something that is obviously like objectively bad for us, but we still
and
allow people
godlike
freedom to
stuff
eat it as much as they want, even though it obviously has devastating outcomes.
while
disputing that. So anyway, so my question
So my answer would be the exact same thing.
yeah, if society
while having a
that's not my question.
fireplace
My
and
answer
snow in the
my question
background
is
is
that you say
just
these things
pleasant.
as a society we deem them bad, and that's why they're bad. Not that they're bad because
To
you,
be honest, I like my voice too.
then ultimately the arbiter of what you think is moral is society, right?
At first, I didn't
To an
really
extent, I, like we have societal
enjoy
norms,
that
yes.
much.
So for example, if every single person
But
would porn off themselves, yeah.
I'm gotten so used to it because I think
If we're
I think
going
it's
that
very
Help me out here. I'm trying
It's very relaxing. It's easy to sleep
Is
to.
society
Um,
maker or is harm the rule maker?
and it also just fits my personality. Like I have
like
a
kind of interchangeable.
really reserved personality and attitude, and most things in life don't bother me. So
Or is it what the harm principle rules as well?
it's all good. I
Society
sound dead.
basically has
That's because
like
I'm dead inside.
it's kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, that doesn't answer my question.
But that's not a bad thing.
Inside your brain, right? Okay, so is that based on harm or is it based on what society says? It's based on
So
harm.
something else that
If
I
somebody demonstrates
kind of want to do is that
and if somebody's, I'm sorry, it's
when I've reacted to
So like I said,
most of the
like from the
videos,
very
like the
beginning-
horror
so from
videos
the
and
very
stuff,
beginning, I've stated
that
multiple times,
like I can
there is a
like
level of
watch them and
harm that
react
our
to them. I
society
want to put
This is
them
why
um,
fast food
play them in
Yeah,
the
this is why
background
simultaneously
while listening to them.
I asked you,
Um,
what do you, I'm not debating, am I debating with society?
while at the same
what part aren't you
Who
time
am I debating with? Society?
having lo-fi in the background plus
Yeah, so I'm not understanding the
having
point about
scary ambience and scary stories in the background
debating with you.
plus while listening to intelligent stuff
would you like
while having white noise,
framework is?
kind of like fireplace and snow in the background all at once. And I think that's a good combination because
Framework that I'm working from?
they don't have to overlap with each other.
Yeah, that's okay. So that would be a
Um,
harm principle.
Yes.
I still want to
We accept
react to Apressadora stories also,
because I'm interested in reality.
That's great.
but it's pretty nice.
You accept it. I'm debating with you. I'm debating with a guy who's
So here's what I'm going to do.
debating with Steven.
I'm probably going to turn off the microphone for a while until the next video comes up.
Is it immoral for
So that's about like 40 minutes, like 9:50
Can we get
or
back
9:50 basically. So
I've already answered this question.
I
Did you
will
not hear the first time? Did you not hear
be
the
back.
Did you not hear the first time?
But for now, enjoy.
society has blah blah blah. And then
No, that was about digging up dead bodies and fucking.
that too. Is that immoral from your view? If we need to
I already stated it. Do you have
you
hearing
said
issues?
society says
Wait.
blah. I'm asking from Diddley's view, is it?
Yes, and I agree
Why?
that
Why
that is
would
my
it be
stance on
immoral
it.
from your
I've already wait, Ryan, can you? I already explained this, did I not?
No. So listen.
Well, I was gonna say,
I'm going to ask you again. If you just be quiet for a second, I'll reiterate the question. I just want to know the answer from your view without you shifting it
That
to
is my
society. Okay, well, I don't know.
I gave you my view.
I haven't asked the question. So I'm going to ask the question. What I'm asking specifically is this: from Diddley's view, not society's view, not Joe's view, not anybody else's view, from the view of a utilitarian harm principle, somebody had a contract from grandma saying he could hump her as much as he wanted after she was dead. Okay? And there was no reason that would lead to any type of contagion to anybody else from her view. Is that
Video games, anime,
Yes.
very crowded cities, and nice scenery in the more rural areas. But it's also home to lots of urban legends. Urban legends have always been a thing that intrigued me since each region of the world had its own catalog of weird or creepy legends told throughout the ages, and a lot of them end up being the inspiration for a lot of famous monsters or plot points in games, movies.
That is the harm being done.
what is it? What's the specific harm? What is it?
The specific harm is that you are in complete violation of social contract.
Wait a second. A social contract. So if it's a social contract, then again, now you're deferring once again away from your harm principle to some type of societal principle. That's really weird.
Yeah, so we have societal
The harm
rules.
reductionist. You just told me that your moral prism revolves around utilitarianism and harm reduction. I asked you
So
what's the harm.
that would fall under rule
Yes, I asked you.
utilitarianism.
I asked you what you just read that from your own chat. You couldn't even tell me what.
I don't even have chat
I'll tell you
open. reducing bad things is good.
You don't know what rule utilitarianism is?
No.
Oh,
No, I
okay,
do.
tell me what it is. What is it?
So acts utilitarianism would be like, there are certain situations where, for example,
I'm asking
punching
about
someone could be
rule
good. Yes,
utilitarianism.
and I'm
I don't
getting
care about
there.
act utilitarianism.
Wait, can you let me answer the question?
Glad we moved
So,
away from
act
the never feeling.
utilitarianism
Let's go down this.
is basically, certain situations might call for things that might be morally wrong, could potentially be good. So, for example, killing someone could be good if it turns out that that person grows up to be Hitler. Rule utilitarianism would not be in agreement with this because killing someone is generally always immoral.
What?
Does that
would be
satisfy you?
no. That would be the
Your
difference
answer?
between deontology and utilitarianism. It has nothing to do with rule utilitarianism. You gave me a deontological ethic. What is rule utilitarianism?
Can you describe it for me then?
No, I need you to. You said you're a rule
I just did.
utilitarian. Okay, so to get this right, murder's always wrong?
No.
Okay, well then you're not. What are you talking about?
Wait. What?
You're a rule utilitarianist. You said
Yes.
killing Hitler would always be wrong. Why would killing Hitler always be wrong for you, the rule utilitarianist?
Well, because it would be from the perspective that murder is wrong.
So why is murder wrong?
Because
Even if it reduces harm?
because that's the social contract yet again.
What? What are you talking about?
Can we-
Wait, hang on.
Can we actually start discussing
This is the
porn?
discussion. Right now, we're just talking about basic ethical frameworks. We can even get into the debate. I want to ask it. So just to get this right, you said a rule utilitarian would say against an act utilitarian, you can't go back in time and kill Hitler because that's wrong. Why is that wrong?
Because killing is bad.
Why? Even if it reduces harm.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you are violating someone's personal autonomy,
Even if it reduces
and violating
harm.
someone's personal autonomy is morally bad.
Okay, why? If it reduces harm to violate autonomy, why would that be bad?
Because violating someone's personal autonomy is like detrimental to their well-being.
Wait a second. If you violated Hitler's personal autonomy, thus killing Hitler, you would save the lives of millions upon millions of people. How's that not the ultimate in harm reduction? You're saying that we shouldn't do that because you would violate his personal autonomy?
Sure.
Okay, well then if that's the case, then I should never defend myself if I'm being attacked by somebody because that would violate their personal autonomy.
That is not.
I do want to jump in
That
there,
is
guys.
not the same thing whatsoever. That would be self-defense.
Well, wait. I'm sorry.
That would be an
Is it
example of
killing-
self-defense.
Is it killing? But the reason self-defense is good is because it reduces harm to you, a non-aggressor, right? Same thing, killing Hitler. The reason killing Hitler would be.
Yeah, but someone is like trying to kill you versus someone merely existing in your presence.
I'm going to ask
No, you
politely.
wouldn't
I'm going to ask Andrew if you can, just to really hardcore tie this into the. How would you?
Because
the
she's
meat
making
beaten
moral-
topic.
She's asking.
All right.
She's asking to make moral prescriptions for things inside of society as to what is moral, what is not, what is immoral. That's going to be determined, and she brought this up in her opening statement, is that Christians, they have X value, Y value, whatever, right? That's totally fine. It's completely fine for us to establish our foundation for ethics for when we're going to be making moral prescriptions to see if they even make any sense whatsoever. In this particular case, here's what I get from her. She says, hey, I'm a utilitarian, a harm reductionist. I mean harm reducing harm. Okay, would you go back in time and kill Hitler, which would reduce, I mean, she agrees that would reduce harm. Answer, no, because that would violate personal autonomy. That makes no sense. It's a conflict.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay, so
Wait, what part of that doesn't make sense to
well,
you?
because then you have a conflicting value that's saying autonomy is actually the principle, which is moral, not harm.
Well, yes, but autonomy is intrinsically linked to harm.
Well, no.
Yes, it is. Taking away people's autonomy and freedoms is harmful.
You can definitely reduce people's freedom, and it could be not very harmful. Like, for instance, should I own a nuclear bomb?
No.
Why not? What about my autonomy?
Because
What if I
that
build it
is
in
a
my
level
backyard?
of harm that's
Right.
just
We are so
unacceptable.
Wait,
far
hang on. No, I can't let it go.
We-
Why
we-
is
about morality. It's not.
Yeah, it's very important. I'm sorry, you want me to say that I'm going to ban porn based on moral grounds, and yet I can't understand my opponent's morality. Last question, I'll tie it in very quickly. Very quickly, why can't I own a nuclear bomb?
Because it is a level of harm that we deem unacceptable.
Okay, but we deem it unacceptable. Society does.
Would you prefer if I just said I every time?
Yeah, I'm not debating with we.
I think you perfectly understand what I mean when I say that.
I don't. Because
it's just semantics.
Here's what's, no. Well, first of all, semantics are super important to a debate. I don't know if you know that or not, because it's clarifying what it is we're talking about. At this point, when we're talking about a nuclear bomb, and I own it, you say autonomy is the highest value a person should have because to violate it is to do harm. But then when I say if I have a nuclear bomb, you say that's too much harm for society, so they deem it inappropriate.
Yes, because your personal autonomies can't infringe on other people's autonomy.
Got it.
You can't just kill anyone you want.
Got it. So our value for morality is actually autonomy then?
Yes, which is intrinsically linked to harm.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Explain how it isn't. Explain how.
You can limit people's freedoms for their own good, and it delivers less harm and more happiness.
So it is linked to harm.
No, I'm saying it's.
You just mentioned harm in the sentence.
Okay, well
then
everything's linked to everything. I'm linking it to your harm principle. So what I'm saying to you is that yes, of course, you can make a reduction in harm or whatever with any metrics you want, but autonomy itself, right? You say, it's linked to this harm thing. Okay, great, but I still haven't actually established what the moral parameters are. If we harm thing and that autonomy or whatever like other axis is, let's say more good happens than bad thing happens, that means I should do that thing, right? You say no.
Can you repeat that?
Okay, so let's say I do an action, right? Mm-hmm. And more good things happen for people than bad things. Should I do that action?
Well, wait, it's highly dependent on what the action is.
Why? Yeah, but then that's not utilitarianism. unless.
Well, no, it is, because then again, because your autonomy cannot infringe on other people's autonomy.
Why?
That's why,
Why can't it?
Because personal autonomy is something that is intrinsically linked to people's well-being. And I care about well-being.
Yeah, but why do you care about well-being? Because otherwise it's harmful to not have well-being, right?
We kind of have a biological imperative to care about well-being, because that's kind of what aids our survival.
Yeah, but how do you determine well-being except harm? This harm idea.
How do I determine well-being?
Yeah.
People's happiness.
And that would be linked to harm? Or is it just what makes people happy? That's what I'm saying. Like, if it makes everybody happy to molest children, should we do that?
No. Again.
Okay, well then it's not just about people's happiness. I don't have any idea what your actual worldview is.
You promised to try to do a hard tie-in.
All right.
I'll let you ask.
So can we now hear what your worldview is, and then can we also circle back to you defining pornography?
That's what we're doing.
I think that all things which are harmful should be banned. That includes alcohol, fried food, cigarettes, and everything.
Wait, so you do bite the bullet then on banning fast food? You think like McDonald's?
Yeah, what do I care?
All
I
those
don't
fast food places should be banned?
What do I care if you got rid of McDonald's? I don't care. Get rid of it.
Do you think people should it be illegal for people to go out in the sun since skin cancer is harmful?
Wait a second. Skin cancer harmful, but does the sun cause skin cancer?
Does the sun cause skin cancer? Yes.
Okay. And are there other things which would cause skin cancer other than the sun?
Like smoking?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. So you would ban people going outside?
I just want to make sure that I got this right. Let's say I ban. Well, I'm just using the same metric you were. Let's say I ban McDonald's because society says so. Right? They don't like McDonald's anymore. And then I ban alcohol because society says so. They don't like alcohol anymore. And then we ban porn because society says so because they don't like porn anymore. Do you actually have any problem with any of this?
Well, it depends. What do you mean? Because they say so.
No, it's just society and the social contract. They said no more.
Well, no, because like if society says that we love slavery, I don't think we should legalize slavery.
Oh. Well, then I'm really confused about what
Wait,
is
can you
this
answer my question about should we ban people going outside in the sun?
No.
Why?
Well,
You
because
said
there's no,
we should
because
ban
there's
things
no,
that are harmful.
Because there's no social contract for
You
banning
said
it.
we should ban things that are harmful.
Yeah. Then now if there's no social contract, I mean, if we don't have a social contract, we can't ban it. Right?
So if people think it's bad, then that's it.
You don't actually understand. I'm still doing an internal critique, but here's what I'll do.
Well, I have asked for your
I'll help you
framework, and you haven't given it to me yet. I've continually asked you to give me your moral framework.
Here's my framework.
Okay.
I operate under the framework of Christian ethics. Christian ethics is going to be a biblically founded ethical system which comes from the church. Okay, it comes from the church, and it comes from the Bible, and it comes from the teachings of Jesus Christ, right? That's my moral ethical system. And so it's within those parameters, the belief in Jesus Christ, that would be the way in which I would act and the thresholds with which I would act and why I would value things like duty, though harm principles are included in Christian ethics. Yes, all of those things. When it comes to pornography, I think it's perfectly appropriate for us under Christian ethics to ban that for other things, other considerations, like things like dignity to society, dignity to the person, things like this. In the moral consideration, if you were to get rid of pornography altogether, I'm not sure how society gets worse.
So are you saying that basically things that you would deem bannable in society is just based on the Bible? So we should ban anything?
It's not based on just the Bible. What were the metrics that I gave you?
So the Bible and the church.
And the teachings of Jesus Christ, right?
So the Bible.
Well, no, here's the thing. Jesus Christ said that all of my teachings would never fit in this book. So there's also things like divine revelation, revelation of our saints. There's many other factors that would go into the complex system, which is Christian ethics. But what I have that you don't have is an unchanging standard from which to appeal. You don't even have any standard from which to appeal. You just say either society has a social contract that they don't like it, or that's it. You have not actually demonstrated why anything would be immoral except just my preference.
So have you read the Bible before? Is there anything in the Bible that you would deem morally reprehensible?
What does that have to do with this debate?
But because it's your entire moral framework.
Well, wait a second. I thought that I was questioning your moral framework, that wasn't allowed. Now it's allowed.
I never said it was allowed. Not allowed.
Okay. Then why did I have to move off when I had pinned you down on your utilitarian ethical framework, and now you get to move into mine? Can the moderator explain that to me?
So you're arguing from the affirmative, and I don't get to hear your moral framework?
I'm willing to give it to you. I just don't understand why
great.
it is.
So can you answer the question?
But I don't. But
so
yeah.
Can you answer the question?
No, I don't find anything objectionable in Christian ethics.
Okay. No. Would you mind if I read out some Bible quotes then?
Sure. Go ahead.
So are you for legalizing rape?
There's no such legalization in the Bible.
Okay, so in Deuteronomy 22, verse 28, if a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her and they are discovered, he shall pay her father 50 shekels of silver. He must marry the young woman for he's violated her. He can never divorce her for as long as he lives. Is this something that you would morally uphold?
Do you know what the fallacy of presentism is?
No.
I'm going to explain it to you. The fallacy of presentism is you looking through a present view for things which are culturally considered to be bad, things like this, without actually looking through the system of time through the eyes of the people at the time. So here's what's...
That's interesting, because didn't you just say your moral system is unchanging?
It's not changing. I'm telling you...
No, you said it's unchanging, so why does the time matter?
You're the one who is using a time argument in order to say that something is moral or immoral. Let me explain. At the time, first of all, this is not rape. Okay? Here's what was actually happening. If it was the case that a man was to assault a woman, there's very few people in this time. If it is the case that a man was to assault a woman like this, okay, and do horrible things to her, he would be held to account under a patriarchal system. Okay? What do you do? Well, often they put him to death. Okay?
Well, in this case, he is forced to marry her and cannot divorce her, actually.
It also goes into death. Goes into death.
No, but this specific version, which I believe is the version that your Orthodox Church uses, right?
No, but I mean, close enough.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
can get a different one if you want.
No, it's fine. Just read it again.
But if the thing is true, the evidences of virginity are not found for the young woman.
Give me the passage first. Sorry.
Okay, I can get the context before that.
No, I just want the passage. Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is Deuteronomy 22, verse 20. But if the thing is true, the evidences of virginity are not found for the young woman, then they shall bring out the young woman to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her to death with stones, because she has done a disgraceful thing in Israel.
Yeah, so...
Is this something you condone?
Yeah, so Deuteronomy is referencing the law, which is given to the Jews. I follow Christian ethics. Do I follow Jewish?
Okay, well, we can talk instead about, let's see, we can talk about Genesis.
So that would be, okay, what about Genesis?
We can talk about the genocide that God committed against the entire world. It's a lovely children's story. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's commonly known as Noah's Ark.
They killed evil people.
So Genesis 6, verse 6, and the Lord was sorry that he made man on earth, and he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and the beast, creeping thing and bird of the air, for I'm sorry that I've made them. And I had just a little comment earlier. So wait, so you endorse this genocide?
If you killed every evil person on Earth...
Oh no, it was everyone on planet Earth, except for the few people who were on the ark.
That's because they
also
were
just
the ones
wiping
who
off.
were evil.
We're cool with just wiping off the entire planet.
If they were all evil.
So evil meaning that they simply weren't obeying God.
Evil as in they were raping, murdering, thieving.
No. This is just people who God was.
No. It definitely isn't. You need to go back to
obeying.
Genesis because.
All right. Well, we can go instead to 1 Samuel 15.
I think first we're gonna respond.
Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish Amalek for what he did to Israel, how he ambushed him. Can I just finish this? Because this is...
You just really couldn't.
Hold on, just before you move on.
Could I finish this? This is completely separate from Noah's Ark.
Well, I was going to say, before we do the completely separate from Noah's Ark, I do think it's fair just because, somebody... I am very interested in doing this type of unpack, but I do think it is fair for Andrew to say that, as the Bible, I think, does describe them as wicked people, but go ahead there, Andrew. Whether you think that's valid or not, you can debate that, but...
Sure, and God describes anyone who doesn't believe in him as wicked people. That's why they get condemned to hell for all eternity, right?
Because what the reference there is they're referencing that people who don't have some type of synergistic relationship with God are doing wicked things like raping, murdering, prostitution, things like that.
Wait, so do you agree that simply not believing in God means you are wicked?
No, I think that not believing in God. So you have to understand that there's two different covenants which you're talking about. So I believe in the new covenant of Christianity. When you're talking about when Jesus Christ came, right, he set down what Christian ethical law is. You continuously reference Jewish law, which has nothing to do with Christian ethics. I have no idea why you're doing that. What moral framework did I say, Paul?
You specifically said you follow the church, the Bible.
Ethics, yes.
Yes, this is the Christian Bible.
Yeah, but do you recognize that in the Christian Bible, there's people groups who have specific laws which are given to them, which is made for Jews only for specific reasons, that there's a new covenant under Jesus Christ, and it's the new covenant under Jesus Christ with its 2 additional commandments, the 10 commandments, things like this, and Christian ethics under the guidance of Jesus Christ that we follow. Do you get that?
So you're saying you don't condone these acts? Is that what you're getting at?
I'm saying I follow Christian ethics, and you don't understand what you're reading. So
do you or do you not condone the genocide in the Bible?
They're not genocides. Yeah, I think.
Why is it not genocide?
I think if you kill a lot of...
Wait, can you define genocide?
Yeah, so can you just stop talking? So anyway...
I did. I'm allowing you to answer.
Great. Okay, so I think if you kill lots and lots and lots of bad people, that's fine. If you call that a genocide, I don't care.
Wait, so can you define genocide?
Well, however you define it's fine. If you think it's a genocide...
Okay, so how do you not agree that that's genocide?
Oh, if you're defining that as a genocide, fine. I'll concede. If you kill all the bad people and that's genocide, I don't care.
Okay, well, you just said it wasn't a genocide, so that's nice.
Okay, so now we've established my moral foundation of Christian ethics.
I like that you both had an I don't care moment.
Well, why do I care about whatever the idea of whatever she considers genocide to be.
Yeah, so that's kind of exactly my point, is that your moral framework does not care whatsoever about people's well-being. You care only for...
Oh, really? It's my moral. Okay, I see. So let's just make sure I got this right. I'm willing to say that it's acceptable for evil people to get killed. You would say to Hitler. Right?
Okay, so evil people would include anyone who doesn't believe in God. So you're saying you condone...
No, that's a straw man. Did I say
genocide?
Did I say that's what makes a person evil? You said that.
So you don't agree?
No, of course not. And would you like for me to give you reference in
So then why people
Bible?
who don't believe in God, why are they sent to hell to suffer for all eternity if they're not evil?
The Orthodox don't believe in hell in that way. I don't know if you do that or not. But also, just so you understand, if you're talking about Paul, you're talking about the apostles would often talk about how there's good written on people's hearts. That comes from God, right? And that we are not to take wrathful judgment against people, kill them, things like this. That's against the bones of Christian ethics. Now, if it is the case that evil people are trying to dominate or do bad things, and God smites them for doing that, well, I mean, what are you going to do about it?
All right,
what are you going to do about it?
Maybe could we see like what constitutes as like an evil person for you? Is it do adulterers count as evil?
I think that that's a sinful act, but that wouldn't necessarily facilitate. So I'll explain how the Orthodox view sin. So what we would say is that's sinful. But think about this beer. So every sin you do, if you have small sins, it fills up the beer bottle a little bit. If you have large sins, it fills up the beer bottle a lot more, right? All sin is corrupting, and all sin is bad, right? And the more sin you have in you, the more corrupt you are. But that doesn't mean that you're not redeemable, and it doesn't even necessarily mean that you're evil. There could be sins of omission, for instance, that you have.
We're going to have to see Andrew.
Yeah, we wouldn't consider that to be evil, right? But all sin is abhorrent to God, right? It's just that there's metrics for which they poison you, the person. What you're doing is you're trying to argue with Protestant, of which I'm not, and I don't know why you're trying to do that. It's very silly.
Well, I'm arguing
this aside,
book that
I have an unchanging standard. You have a changing standard. So when we're talking about porn and banning porn, what I'm trying to do is get consistency from you. If porn, now I've just answered your questions, please answer mine. Is society itself, from your view, the arbiter of what is moral, or isn't it?
Is the society the arbiter of what's moral?
Yes.
No.
So then you're the arbiter of what's moral.
Me personally?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think so. I think
then
like
who the
I have a
fuck
pretty
is the
good...
arbiter of what's moral?
I would say I have a pretty good like moral framework which aims to
So then
increase
you're the
people's
arbiter of
well-being.
what's moral.
Not necessarily, no.
Well, then who is?
I think it's better when people like come together and agree on things that would
Well, how
benefit
many
society
people then
based
would-
on empiricism and...
How many people then would be the arbiter of what is moral? How many people does it take before we have an arbiter of what is moral?
well, that's like why we have things like democracy, isn't it?
No, that's not why we have things like democracy, unless you're saying kings can't decide what are moral. But that aside, a king can't decide what's moral?
Well, they behave in like a way that is like beneficial to them, not for the benefit of people, usually.
You behave in ways that are beneficial to you.
I'm not a king or a queen.
Why would that matter? Why couldn't a king?
I'm the one that brought it up.
Why couldn't a king make moral decisions for their people? I don't
I'm
get
not
that.
saying they can't. I'm
Well,
saying
then what
they
are you
have
talking
their
about?
interests.
So then, the arbiter of morality is who? Is it you, or is it someone who's not you? Who ultimately is the determiner of what is moral?
I don't believe
for
in
you?
objective morality.
That's not what I'm asking you. So if it's objective morality, then you definitely are the arbiter of what is moral, right?
In my own personal worldview, yes.
Okay, so there is no such thing as objective morality. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Unless, of course, you can prove that God exists right now.
So then it just comes down to preferences.
Yes, and as to yours.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's my preference. Porn is banned. Anything else?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, so obviously you get all your moral? Like, would you say you're an
Who
advocate
cares?
for
I just told
divine
you.
command theory?
I just told you it's my preference that porn is banned. What's the problem?
So is that based on?
Am I doing
Is that the
something?
Bible?
Wait, am I doing something?
Is that the way
immoral?
that the Bible talks
Am
about
I
like
doing
lust?
something moral or immoral or bad or awful or in any way against your worldview? If my preference is that porn is banned, and so therefore it's banned.
Well, no.
Oh, okay. Well, then, if it's not immoral, I don't
I'm
care.
the status quo, not you.
Oh, okay. So it's only your preferences which are moral and not mine.
Well, I mean, in my worldview, yes, I'm
Oh,
obviously
well, then in
more
my
moral than you are.
worldview, in my worldview, it's the same. My
Yes,
moral,
I agree.
My preferences
I agree.
more moral than your preferences.
Yes,
So if
that's
you're-
what you believe, obviously.
So if your preferences are and you're the orchestrator and arbiter of all that is moral, and I also, from my view, am the orchestrator and arbiter of all that is moral, how could a third person determine which one of us is right? Which one of us is actually the most...
That's a really great question, actually, because if you're advocating for divine command theory, how would you argue against a Muslim who
What does
says...
that have to do with my question? I didn't ask you to ask me a question, I asked you to answer a question. Can you answer my question?
What is it?
My question is this, is that if it's the case that my preferences are the ultimate arbiter of what is morality, just like you claim yours
But
is,
this is based on your own worldview. It's not based on reality.
My
Your
worldview-
moral worldview is not based on reality whatsoever.
listen, what do you mean? Preference?
What? Porn is not banned.
It's my
That's
preference.
reality.
Listen, it's my preference to follow Christian ethics. It's my preference to
Yes,
follow the preferences
it is.
of God. It's my preference to do all these things. Is any of that immoral?
Like, is it immoral that you have those preferences?
Yeah, even if they're
No.
wrong. Like, let's grant Christianity was not true. Let's just grant it for the sake of argument. It's totally untrue. It's totally fake. It's totally false. It never occurred. I just believe it because it's my preference. Is that in any way wrong?
To hold those standards, no?
Yeah. Oh,
I believe
okay,
in
great.
freedom of expression,
Well, then,
freedom of speech.
if that's the case,
Unlike you?
if that's the case,
Is that right?
then all that matters is that it's my preference Christianity is true. It's my preference that porn be banned, and I'm at no more of an immoral position than you are. So you can't even say that me wanting to ban porn based specifically on just my own preference is in any way even bad.
I don't think... I'm not a thought police. I'm not Christian.
Yeah,
You're the ones that do thought policing.
but if I try to enact my thoughts onto you because it's my preference, why is that bad?
Wait, that's completely different. Are you talking about state enforcing
Yeah, if I
violations
walk
of my
over to
human
you,
rights?
if I walk over
Well,
to
that's
you,
different than just holding an opinion.
why? That's really weird. If I want, it's my preference though.
No, there's a difference between preferences and state enforcement, right?
That's all preferences.
It's based
It's a
on a
king's.
preference.
No, it's all preference. A king prefers that you be fucking oppressed. Why is he wrong?
So
He's
is
just held to your same standard.
what you consider morally good, is that based on God's preferences?
It's based
Or
on
is
my
it-
preferences for God's preferences.
Oh, so something is morally good just because God commands it.
No, it's good because it's my preference that it's good.
Wait, so then God has nothing to do with it.
No, it's my preference that God's preferences be enforced.
So then I'm correct that something is morally good simply because God commands it.
No, it's morally good because it's my preference that everything God morally commands be enforced.
Okay, that's what I just said, and that means it's
That's not what
completely
you just said.
arbitrary and based on your own personal preference.
So's yours.
I agree. I'm the
Okay,
only one that
then
will
if
admit
that's-
that,
Then
though.
if that's the case, then if
I'm the
that's
only one
case-
who's going to admit that.
Hey, I'll just bite it. If that's the case, and we're just doing arbitrary shit, and we're just basing it on our own personal preferences, then if I get a whole army with machine guns to come in and say no more fucking porn, you can't actually say there's anything wrong with that, right?
No, I can't, because now
Why?
we're talking about state enforcement of violating people's rights, which is completely different than just holding a thought in your
But
mind.
it's my preference, and I'm the ultimate arbiter of what is moral, just like you.
What part are you not understanding between like thought policing and state enforcement?
Well, here's what I don't understand. If I want to use force, and I say that it's moral because it's my preference, can you demonstrate how that's immoral?
If you're actually actively using force, or if
Yeah.
you're just thinking
If I
about
kick in your fucking door right now,
then
right?
yes,
Tell me
That's
how it's
bad.
immoral. How?
because you are violating my personal autonomy.
So what? That's all your preference.
results in mass human suffering.
Why is that even bad?
Why is mass human suffering bad?
Sure.
Why is genocide bad?
Yeah.
Do you think those are good things?
That's not what I asked you. Did I ask you to ask me, or did I ask you?
No, I was asking you first.
Yeah, no, I asked you first. I said, why is it bad?
I've already answered this multiple times. You are violating people's personal autonomy, which is morally wrong.
Why is that
Can
bad?
you answer? Is it bad to create mass human suffering?
Yeah. Well,
It's bad?
Well, no. Wait. When you say mass human suffering, I'm not sure that we have a standard for bad. What do you mean by bad? What does bad mean?
Can you even define what pornography is for me?
What
That's
does that
the
have
first
to do
thing
with
I asked
anything?
you.
Why do you keep switching the
It's the
goalpost?
entire debate.
Stop
it is the first thing I
moving
asked
the
you.
fucking goalpost and answer my question. What is bad? And then I can answer your question.
Bad is something that results in human suffering.
Why is that bad?
Because it is a complete violation of our intrinsic need to have personal autonomy.
Well, then no. I would say that human suffering is not bad, as people go to the gym and they suffer, and that's not bad.
Okay, just because I am interested too, and you said
No?
you would, just because you did say you would define it, yeah, if you can give us a definition there, maybe we can get back into some of the subjects. So, Andrew, how would you define the terms of our debate tonight?
Anything against my preferences is bad.
So,
Can you define pornography?
Anything that I deem to be pornographic,
Which is what?
whatever's my preference to be pornographic,
Which is what?
whatever it is.
Can you be good faith for like a second?
This is the most good faith. I'm trying
No,
to
it
explain to
isn't.
you how stupid you are. So anything within my preference is whatever I think pornography is, because it's my preference, and I'm the
So
highest.
what, like off
I am the
pics
highest.
pornography?
I am the highest arbiter.
Okay, I'm
What
just gonna have
is
to ask you a
everything.
bunch of questions to find the real answer now. So are feet pics pornography?
Sure.
Okay, is literature pornography? Like 50
Can be.
Shades of Grey,
Yeah,
that kind of
can
thing?
be. Yeah, I'll know it when I see it.
hold on. So,
Okay.
if somebody's going off on to this video right now, are we doing something wrong? I have to ask, if somebody is just going to town on themselves right now watching this debate,
So,
if you wanna give us
just
an answer
to-
there, Andrew, what are we doing?
Just to be
And that's-
clear, so you want to start essentially book burning, so 50 Shades of Grey would be in there?
What are you talking about? That's not in my preference.
Well, we're talking about banning pornography.
Yeah, I know. I only want to ban things though that I deem to be pornography within my preference. Can you tell me why
Well,
that's
you just
wrong?
said that literature, including 50 Shades of Grey, would be
No, I didn't say
pornography.
that. I didn't say 50 Shades
did
of Grey
say
is
that.
pornography. No, I didn't. You just made it up. So anyway, back to this. Anything that I look at, you know what else?
You're
is-
so
you
bad
know-
faith.
You know what else?
Okay, I'm back now.
Garfield's getting fucking banned because that's in my preference. That's pornography too.
So do you want to seriously engage now?
I am seriously engaging. I'm explaining.
I had to go eat something.
Preference. Any preference I have has to be moral. So there's no way for you to make a determination that me wanting to ban pornography based on
Alright,
arbitrary reasons is totally fine. Unless you can explain to me why it isn't.
So again, you're arguing from the affirmative, and you've completely failed to explain what those parameters even are.
Okay, here, I'll
Which,
give you the parameters.
fast forward this a little.
Okay, so what is porn?
Anything that I deemed in my preference to be pornography is
Okay, and you just said before, so feet pics, we can't post feet pics online anymore?
maybe some. It depends on what I see.
Alright,
I don't
let's
know
do-
if it's in my preference.
Okay, so should we ban
Alright, I think this is
even
a
like
little bit
writings
better now.
and books about giving oral sex?
Some of them, for sure.
Some
I'm
of
just
them?
not sure which ones you have to go case by case. Like, tell me
Okay,
a specific.
so like the Bible? Like
I
Song
would
of
go to the
Songs when it talks about...
microphone
No,
when
of
it's
course, that wouldn't be.
not as
Oh,
strong.
okay. So we're accepting like some forms of literature erotica, but not others?
Anything that's in my preference is what porn is. Do you understand that?
You're,
Can you tell me why
you're
I'm
being
wrong?
honest.
Time.
You're being
Literally,
dishonest.
can you tell me why I'm wrong?
You're being so
Please.
intellectually dishonest. Why won't you
Okay,
answer the
here's
question?
my whole position. You ready? I'm looking for an argument, though, not another question. Give me a fucking argument, an actual argument. I want porn banned because it's against my
Almost
preference. Can you give me a single fucking
time.
argument for why that should not be the case?
Because it violates people's personal autonomy.
And is that a preference?
Of mine? Of my
Yeah.
moral framework? Yes.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
wrong with
well,
that?
I have a preference against yours.
Oh,
Wait,
wait,
why is
okay.
that a bad thing?
Because my preference is the ultimate arbiter of all preferences.
Okay, based on a God that you can't prove exists.
Not just
So
based
now-
on me.
So can you be honest and
And
answer
who cares
how
if I
you
can't,
define pornography?
even if I can't prove God and my whole preference is wrong, I'm still the ultimate arbiter of all things which are preferential. So why
Can
is
you
it?
answer the question?
I just answered it.
No, you didn't.
Okay, what's the question?
What constitutes as pornography?
Whatever I say pornography is.
I want actual descriptions of what you think pornography is.
Well, I just gave you an actual
Why can you not
description.
define it?
Think.
What? Anything
Why
that
is this such a hard question
I
for
just.
you?
How does the Supreme Court define it? Didn't a Supreme Court judge said I know it when I see it?
Based on like the, are you talking about the Miller test in terms of determining
He said
pornography
I'll
versus
know it.
obscenity?
I'll know it when I see it. Just like he said, my preference, same thing. I'll know it when I see it. And if it violates my preference, it's fucking immoral. Can you tell
so
me
can
why it
you
is?
describe what things would violate your personal preference?
Oh yeah, sure. All sorts of things, like you being a prostitute, personal preference. That should stop. It's immoral.
Okay, but you did say like some feet pics are okay, right? So I should be fine. I don't do
No,
full
yeah,
nudity,
feet pics
right?
from my wife to me.
Wait, what am I looking for?
Oh, okay. So we can send like personal pornography, and that's fine.
To your husband? Sure, that's in my preference.
But you're for banning pornography.
Yeah, pornography would be
Oh,
bad.
maybe I should
So if the
react
state
to
finds out
backgrounds.
you're getting sent nudes from your wife, should
If
you have
only
punishments for that?
your wife sees your nudes, no,
Should you be
that's
punished
fine.
by the law for
Wait, maybe I should.
privately
Oh,
sending nudes?
music I really
To your
like.
husband?
Yes, if pornography
No.
is banned.
No, not to your husband.
So what policy exactly are you enacting which would ban pornography but not privately send pornography?
Oh, well, I'm glad that you asked. So what I would do is I would
Let's do.
make sure that all pornography which exists on any website
That
which
was
is accessible
weird.
between strangers be outlawed immediately, and that all OnlyFans be shut down immediately, that all public displays of nudity would be shut down immediately.
So are you saying to put pressure on these websites
Yeah,
to
I
take
think
down
it's
porn, or are you
better
banning
to
all the
have-
websites from US consumers?
No, I'm saying that I will just use the government,
Yeah,
walk
pretty
in with
low.
machine guns and say porn is now banned.
Alright.
And what's the problem? Do you
So
have a
you're
single?
fascist.
Do you have a
Is that
single
what you're
argument? Why is fascism bad? Do you have a single argument for that?
because it violates people's personal
And
autonomy?
why is that bad?
Because we have a biological
Let's do.
need for
Let's take
our
away.
well-being.
So an appeal to nature fallacy, because you think that we have a biological need for something, for X, that means it's moral to do X. For instance, a person may have biological need to have sex. Can they just take sex?
No.
No, they can't, can they? So the thing is like, it's really interesting to me that I don't actually understand your position at all. I don't know what bad.
I think you do. I think you're just being
I
incredibly
don't.
bad
I
faith.
want to know what bad means from your view, because I don't even understand what you're asking me to say bad. What is bad?
Why would you decide to take the affirmative on this and then refuse to answer any of
Future
my
fuck.
questions in good faith?
My position.
No, you did. You haven't even defined
my
pornography.
preference is what is moral. I'm going to ban pornography, which is anything I think is pornography.
Okay, and what do you think is
Based on my
pornography?
preference.
That's the question I'm asking. What do you think is
You know
pornography?
what? You're world's biggest screw. Anything that shows any
Hmm.
is pornography. Breastfeeding, all of it. It's all pornography.
So you
It's all
would
banned.
outlaw public breastfeeding as well?
Sure.
Okay.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? Can you tell me why that's
You're
bad?
impeding on people's personal autonomy.
Yeah, why is
It's
that bad?
fucking
though?
baby eating.
Why is that bad?
Is that an actual opinion that you hold, or are you
Yes,
just trying to get a
yes,
gotcha?
yes.
You
Why
want to
is
ban public
Can you tell me why
breastfeeding?
it's fucking bad, please?
I just did. Wait,
Why?
do you have hearing difficulties?
Yeah, I do. When you say it's bad because it's bad because it's bad, when I say why
I
is
said
that
it's bad because it violates people's personal
Yeah,
autonomy.
but why is that bad?
Again, because that is like a violation of people's well-being.
Yeah, but why would it be bad to violate people's well-being?
Because it results in suffering.
Okay, why is suffering bad?
Because we don't want to suffer.
Oh, it's bad because it's bad.
Suffering is intrinsically bad,
It's
yes.
bad because it's bad.
Yes, suffering is intrinsically bad.
So it's bad because it's bad.
And pleasure is intrinsically good.
Okay, well, I say banning porn is
Okay.
intrinsically good. It's good because it's good.
Okay, and you still can't even define what pornography is.
Don't need to. It's good because it's good.
Well, I think you do because you're the one supposing that we ban pornography.
Yeah, I already told you. All public displays of nudity, regardless of circumstance, I'm
So what do you mean by
calling
public?
porn. Anytime.
Is Pornhub public?
Out in front of strangers.
An
Is
hour,
Pornhub public?
Yeah.
10:54.
Okay.
Yeah. So Pornhub goes.
So you understand that this means that the porn industry would just go completely underground into a black market where people are
They can't when I
passing
send
around hard drives.
They can't when I send soldiers in there
in
with
your-
machine guns. Damn
And
it.
in your world, no, wait, but in your worldview, you said it's public displays of pornography that are not allowed. So privately trading USBs would be fine in your worldview.
No. If you're privately doing it, then that's up to the public, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like if you and I, what do you think a public exchange is? If I go over to a merchant who's in a building and nobody can see, we make a transaction. You say that's not a public transaction?
Can you answer my question?
I just did. That would be a public transaction. Exchange it between people either they're done behind closed doors, still public transaction. I don't know what you're
But
talking
sending a nude to your wife isn't public?
about. No, that's private. Yeah.
Well, okay, so what if you do it in a public space?
Then
Like
yeah,
how you
that
just
would be against
describe.
that. Yeah.
How
if
you just
you-
describe the store.
like if you and
That's
your
pretty
wife send
good.
each other nudes,
Yeah.
that would be private.
Okay, but privately sending a USB isn't.
Privately sending a USB to
Okay, well let's ignore the USB. Privately sending it online on a black market. Let's do it that way.
who?
To anyone. It's private.
That would be porn unless it's to your husband.
Wait, what? I don't think you
Okay.
understand what I'm
Send
saying.
fakey pictures to strangers for fucking money. It's
I
porn.
think I might
Okay, so the issue is not whether it's
fast
public or
forward
private. It's
a little.
if you're married to them or not.
Oh, that would be if you're doing something.
Yes,
it's
God
against
is good
law.
all the
It's
time.
exchanging pornography with strangers is still publicly trading something. It's just that you're trying to hide it, but you're still open for business. It's against the law, and you're going to fucking jail. That's how
So
it
if I
works.
privately share a nude to a stranger, is that
I
fine?
really
want
like
a
the
better
aesthetics here.
Right? South Korea.
Great, I would love that.
Okay, sure. South Korea has banned pornography, right? So pull up whatever the South Korean definition of porn is, and I'm going to ban whatever that is.
Okay, now can you answer my question?
I just did.
No, you didn't. So if I privately send a nude to a stranger, is that
Yeah, you're
fine?
going to jail
Why?
because I banned porn.
So you think anyone who takes nude photos should be going to jail?
And sends them to strangers?
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Okay, so that's literally insane. And I hope
Right.
everyone in the audience
You just
hearing
say,
this
yeah, can you tell
knows
me,
how fucking insane
hey,
that
can you
is.
tell me why it's bad now,
Hmm.
please?
Should I tell you why it's bad for people taking nude photos of themselves to go to jail? Because it is a complete violation
Yeah,
of
it's
my
why-
personal autonomy.
Oh, great. Okay, and that's just intrinsically bad, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because you said so?
Well, yeah, in my moral worldview.
Great.
yes.
With my moral worldview, it's not intrinsically bad. Can you tell me why I'm wrong?
Well, yeah. Well, because in your worldview, you don't care for mass human suffering. That's why.
Yeah, can you tell me why it's wrong?
Again, because it
Hey,
impedes
if
on
I was-
people's personal
Yeah,
autonomy.
if I was inconsistent, in fact, if I did any fucking thing that I wanted to do at your
Listening to
expense,
ambience,
right? Why would that be
anime
wrong? Except that
music,
you just keep on saying it's intrinsically
intelligent
wrong. It doesn't mean
stuff.
anything. Do you understand that if I say, like,
What does anything mean?
and
Are we really
she
going to
has
go down
also
this
was not
line?
on my bingo
Listen,
card.
no, we're just doing basic semantics. If you say, I speak into this mic, you agree
But
with me
here
speaking
we
into the
are.
mic, I say that's intrinsically bad. Why would it be wrong for me to say it's intrinsically bad for you to speak into that mic?
Because it violates my personal autonomy.
Oh, okay. And that's bad because you say it's intrinsically bad.
Here we
I
are.
would feel
Yes,
the same thing
suffering
you
is
feel
bad.
because it's bad. I'm feeling the same thing you are. That you speaking into that mic is
Then
intrinsically
no,
bad
you're not because you don't care for suffering. You don't care for suffering.
Speaking into the mic is intrinsically bad because speaking into the mic is intrinsically bad. Don't you get it?
We are off on totally different side tangents. So, maybe talk about the result of maybe couples that are together and don't consent to their partners.
I wonder if I can lower it a little bit more.
That might sometimes forefront of these conversations, but if we can try to circle around and
Trying
talk less
to
about, like, what's moral or immoral, but
think that's
let's also talk
probably
about, like,
the best I can
why
do.
people are seeking this out in the first place, the the arousal and whatever it is that it might be. So I'll hand you over the floor, Andrew, and you can explain your thoughts about. I don't know. Can we get away with? I looked up on the rules of YouTube. I think we can say meat eaten. So,
All right, this is
go ahead
good.
there, Andrew.
Just real quick, can you summarize what you're asking me?
Yeah, so the reason that people are seeking out this in the first place, and what type of impact that can have on their relationships.
I don't know, I'm just not feeling this.
Just looking at it casually, or if they're actually engaging physically with themselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The reason people
fast
are
forward a
looking
little.
towards corn,
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
because they want to watch it. That's why. That's why. I mean, that's why they're looking for it. It's because they want to watch it. I guess I'm confused at what you're asking.
Okay. Well, I guess just talking about like the moral.
Hmm.
Yeah, like getting back into that moral argument of, like I say, people usually. I'm trying to be within TOS here, but basically, people are looking for this to masturbate, obviously. So
Yeah.
your thoughts on people, I guess, that are seeking that out specifically, and thoughts that might around what that might have impacting on their relationships. We are at 45 minutes as well, so if you guys want to take a break, use the washroom, take out your catheter, whatever you're gonna do, you can do that too. But if you
I'm
want
fine to keep going.
yeah, okay. If you want to get into that, that might be useful.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I think masturbation is bad, and that people shouldn't do it, and that they would do it less if they weren't watching porn. And I think porn's bad because it's intrinsically bad.
So based on your worldview, should people be imprisoned for masturbating?
No, that's not intrinsically bad.
But porn is.
Yeah, porn is intrinsically bad
So why is masturbation not based on your worldview?
because of my preference still.
Can you answer the question honestly?
I did answer the question honestly. That's the same exact reasoning that you would have. Because of my preference. That's what makes it bad.
Should people be imprisoned for adultery based on the Bible?
Yeah, that's bad. Intrinsically.
So you would support Donald Trump going to jail?
No, because that's against my preference.
Okay. So you're just being bad faith again?
Why do you keep saying it's bad faith? Can you tell me what's bad faith about what I'm doing right
Well, because I just caught you in a contradiction.
now? What was the contradiction?
So I got you to admit that people who commit adultery should go to jail. So I said, so should Donald Trump go to jail? And you said no, because that's my preference. Being
But
completely
what's
bad faith
the ultimate
and contradictory.
arbiter? What's the ultimate arbiter of what is intrinsically bad other than my preference?
Well, your preference
Alright,
is that
I gotta
adultery is evil,
move on.
right? Based on the Bible?
Unless my preference changes. Right?
Well, no, because you've already stated that your preferences are unchanging multiple times throughout this debate because it
Yeah.
completely hinges on
This is
God's
more
laws.
my
Well,
style.
I'll just go ahead and grant you, just like for the fun of it. I think
So you
that
think
if
Donald Trump should go to
if you
jail?
have committed adultery in the past, you get a clemency. But if you commit adultery in the future, straight to fucking jail.
That makes no sense.
Why?
Because at any point, those events would be in the past.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about giving everybody a pardon, giving them a clean slate, and then anytime they commit adultery in the future, they get it.
Is that just to
right
get
jail.
around Donald Trump going to jail? Or?
No, that's my view. It's intrinsically bad.
Okay.
All right, if we've hit a wall there, we can get into the Q&A there, guys.
I have a
That's no
rumble
problem
of
at all. So
Tempest.
if you guys,
I don't want to get the Q&A. I want to actually know.
He's basically
why any of the
anime
shit that
Jesus.
I believe, other than from her subjective worldview of my preferences, is actually bad or in any way objectionable.
check it in 15.
Because I think it is bad to violate people's personal autonomy.
Because it's intrinsically bad, right? So then
Suffering is
anything that
intrinsically bad.
so then anything I say is intrinsically bad has to be bad, right?
No.
What? Now that's a contradiction. So then you have to be
Based on
admitting
your
that.
moral
So
worldview,
then
no.
admittedly, everything which exists in all of reality, you are the ultimate arbiter of what morality is.
Okay, obviously I
Thus,
think
what
I
is
have
intrinsically bad.
Obviously, I think I have a better moral system compared to you. That's why I believe it. You obviously think you have a better moral system than I do. That's why you believe it. That's why
What do you
anyone
mean? I'm
believes in
using
their
your
own moral
same moral
frameworks.
system.
No, you aren't.
Yeah, Yes, I am. Same moral system. It's bad because it's bad.
And I love
Okay, well, can we use
aesthetics
your
and
moral
music.
framework? Can we, like, be good
bad.
faith?
It's bad because it's bad, yes. Anything
Yes, so
against my
adultery is
preferences-
bad, and you think adulterers should go to jail.
Here, let me
So you
demonstrate
are
this
in
better.
support of Donald Trump going to jail, right?
Yeah, unless, like I said, I would give clemency to everybody and start the slate clean.
Yes,
Hmm.
because you
Anybody in
have
the
no
future.
real fucking morals and you don't actually believe in anything you're saying.
What do you mean? Do you think that because I think abortion is bad, intrinsically?
It's completely contradictory
Okay.
No,
to
it's-
your entire
what's the
moral framework.
contradiction? People
The
get clemency for
contradiction
bad
is
things
that
all the
you
time.
said adultery is sinful, therefore
Yeah.
people who commit adultery should go to jail. I asked you, should Donald Trump go to jail? You said no. That is a
and
contradiction.
no, I gave you a qualifier. The qualifier was because my system, anybody who's ever committed adultery gets a
Yes,
clean
but
slate.
we've already established that your moral framework is divine command
Alright.
theory, which
No,
means
we
that
established my moral
anything
framework
that is
whatever the
commanded by
fuck I
God to be
think is-
immoral
Why is
is
that bad?
unchanging.
Why is that bad?
Can you answer the question?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll just bite that bullet too. Everything God says
So
is
you
bad
agree that you
is
were
bad.
making a
If God says,
contradiction?
hang on, if God says rape is good, and He says that everything you think is bad is good, right? We should fucking do it. Tell me why that's wrong.
Because that would be in violation of people's personal
Which is
Hello,
intrinsically
Andrew
bad.
Wilson.
But I'm
Right?
glad you
Which
bite
is
the
bad.
bullet that I'm glad you bite the bullet that
He's
when
smart
God
and
condones
funny.
rape,
Like,
genocide,
why would it
slavery, murder, that's all cool to you just because God commands it.
Can you change, real quick, Diddley, can you change what you think is intrinsically bad? Can you change that?
Can I change based on empirical evidence? Sure.
Yeah. So it would be logically possible that you could change that
I really like this.
things which were intrinsically bad now lined up with everything I thought was
Hmm.
bad, right? Logically, that's possible.
Wait, what do you mean?
So everything, whatever it is you think that I want, that's bad. It could be logically possible that if data appeared to you in a magic sheet that showed
Let's
you
see.
that everything I wanted,
I just need to
actually
finish
changed your
reacting
mind
to a
say,
procedure.
oh wait, actually, that's everything he has preference against is intrinsically bad. Wouldn't you do it?
It's sure in a magical hypothetical world that doesn't exist. But again, I like to live in reality, so
Oh, you like to live in reality,
yeah.
where bad is bad because you say it's fucking bad. That's reality.
Do you disagree that suffering is intrinsically bad?
Yeah,
Why?
because people go to the gym and suffer.
I would disagree that that's called suffering.
Oh, you don't think that being in pain is suffering?
Well, the people I know who go to gym say it's a great pain and it feels awesome.
Yeah, and except for the people that it's not great,
Hmm.
and they still do it for their health, so they're definitely suffering to improve their health. That doesn't
There are
seem
people
very
who
bad.
like get really harsh massages that hurt. Like
Yeah,
this isn't the
Dilly
kind of
just doesn't
suffering
know
I'm
that she
referring
was
to.
getting
what kind of
shredded
suffering are
the
you
whole
referring
time.
I'm referring to violations
So
of
worldview
someone's
can't be
personal autonomy
defended
so long as it doesn't
besides her
infringe on other
preferences.
people's
Yeah, but
personal
that's not
autonomy.
suffering. Like, if that's the
Well, no,
case,
it
here, I'll
is.
explain. If that's the case, if you say that it's just a violation of personal autonomy, meaning that the person, are you just saying the person gets a yucky feeling? Is that what suffering is? Like,
Do
what
you
is-
agree that violating people's agency is
ask me fucking
literally
questions
a
and
detriment
answer
to their
Hmm.
health?
No, it can't. It's not always detriment to their health.
You don't think
If
violating
that's-
people's agency is a detriment to their
Fuck
health?
no. If you were about to kill yourself, I would definitely kick the gun out of your hand and knock you unconscious. What did I do wrong?
Okay, so I've
Now,
discussed
answer my
this earlier.
fucking question
I-
for once. Holy shit. If you were about
I
to
was
kill
about
yourself,
to. I was about to.
and
Would
I
you like me to
kicked
answer?
the gun out of your hand and knocked you unconscious, didn't I
Would
violate
you
your
like me
autonomy?
to answer?
Didn't I violate your autonomy? Didn't I violate your autonomy?
So there are certain harms that we deem acceptable and some that are unacceptable.
Nope. You
Hold
said
on,
it's
hold on,
intrinsically
hold on,
bad.
hold on.
Killing
Even if you
yourself
think she's
is
putting herself on
obviously-
fire here, let's let her answer.
Killing yourself is obviously a harm that we wouldn't want, even if someone is, they feel like it would make them happy if they
So,
killed themselves.
okay.
Like, obviously, they're mentally ill.
Well, then
there's some-
autonomy isn't. If
we
violating
should try and help
autonomy,
that
then,
person.
then you just got caught in an actual contradiction, which
No, I
is
haven't,
this.
because I've been very
violating,
consistent from
if
the
you
very beginning.
violate somebody's
I've been very
autonomy-
consistent from the very
my
beginning.
Turn, my turn. You said if you violate somebody's autonomy, That's intrinsically bad. If that's the
Okay.
No, that's not
my turn. Well, if it's the case that it's intrinsically bad, and then you would still violate it for some other reason, then it can't be fucking intrinsically bad, can it?
Okay, so that's not what I said. I said suffering is intrinsically bad, and also I've mentioned like
Not autonomy.
from the beginning. Huh?
Yeah, even though you said autonomy for
No, I've said from the beginning that obviously there are some
she's getting
points where we
smart.
will violate someone's personal autonomy for the greater good, or because they are infringing on other people's
I'll
autonomy.
I'll
I've
ask
been very
the Crucible.
consistent
Yeah, I'll ask the
from the
Crucible.
very
The Crucible
beginning.
will send me the clip right now. Send me the clip real quick of her saying it's intrinsically bad to violate somebody's personal autonomy. Go ahead.
I've
send
said
me the clip.
from the very
I'm gonna
beginning
play the clip for you, and then when I do,
that we do violate people's personal autonomies in the case where they are infringing on someone else's
it
autonomy.
can't be intrinsically bad.
That's why I said suffering
Oh,
is
Oh
intrinsically
no!
bad.
But so if I show you a clip of you saying autonomy is intrinsically bad, did you just misspeak?
Yeah, if that clip
Oh,
exists.
okay. So suffering's intrinsically bad.
Yes.
Okay, what is suffering? Because you said it's
Suffering.
violating.
All
personal
right.
autonomy. I just want to let you know. But anyway, go ahead. What is suffering?
Suffering is like any negative outcome based on someone's well-being.
How? What? That's good. It's any negative outcome based on someone's well-being. Is that actually what you think suffering? You might want to revise that. Just think about it for 2 seconds here. You really think suffering is a negative outcome based on somebody's well-being?
Well, suffering is like multifaceted. Like there's lots of ways we
Then
can
what
go
is
about
it?
this.
Then just tell me what it is from your view. What is suffering?
Basically a detriment to someone's well-being.
Okay, so if that's the case, a detriment to somebody's well-being, the person themselves is going to be the one who chooses that, right? What is detrimental to their well-being?
Not necessarily, again, because like if someone wants to off
Alright.
themselves or they want to like harm themselves in some way, and that's
Then it can't be just something that's detrimental to somebody's well-being. unless
sure.
you
Like I
get-
said, there are other things.
Otherwise, well, okay, then what is it?
And it is like highly subjective from person to person as well.
So then
Like,
what is it?
for example,
Yeah, I like in the
it would be
basement
really
of
bad
the Super
if
Mario 64
pornography got banned.
castle.
As someone who watches it and enjoys it myself, which would lead to suffering, but for you that wouldn't lead to suffering. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
So then suffering. So then if it is the case, then
I
that
really
suffering
like the
actually
music and
is not
aesthetics that fits
intrinsically bad,
together.
right?
What do you mean?
Well, it's a subjective variable. So I mean, you don't think it's intrinsically bad?
No, well, the things that cause suffering are subjective.
You being positive causes me suffering. Is that bad? Intrinsic.
Wait, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
Well,
saying
what are you saying?
suffering is intrinsically bad.
Yeah, you being prostitute caused me to suffer. Is that bad?
The feeling of suffering is bad, yes. It's bad that you're suffering.
Then shouldn't you stop being a prostitute so I stop suffering?
No.
That's another contradiction. What?
Wait, no it isn't.
So then I thought you said it's intrinsically bad. Suffering's
Yes,
intrinsically bad.
what? Yes, as in like
I
the
love
feeling
dungeon
of suffering in
sync.
itself is intrinsically bad. That's what I mean by intrinsically.
Oh, okay,
It's
so just
it's
the feeling
such
of
good
suffering is
music.
bad. Okay, so anything which causes me to have a bad feeling that I'm suffering is bad.
No. Suffering
Wait,
in
what?
itself. Suffering in itself
Who
is a
determines-
bad feeling.
Who determines what is suffering other than the person?
That's not the question. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, it
We're
has to be. If I'm
saying
the
it's
person
bad.
who
Of it-
determines what is suffering.
Okay, do you agree pleasure is good and suffering is bad?
No. I haven't even
But
determined what that
pleasure
is.
doesn't feel good? Pleasure
Well,
doesn't
when
feel
you
good?
say you're making category error here. When you say good here, when you say does this taste
It makes us feel
yeah,
good.
when you say
Yes.
does this taste good, right? For this case, you're asking a different question than is this morally good, which is what I'm asking. I'm
Yeah,
not
what's
asking
going
if something
on?
tastes good. I'm asking if it is morally good. So what I'm asking What is suffering? Like when I ask you what is bad, you keep on deviating. First it was what is bad is intrinsically it's violating personal
Well,
autonomy.
no, I think we just had like a misunderstanding because you thought I was saying it's bad morally when I was just saying it's bad. Obviously, that's what intrinsic means.
It's not. Wait, it's not immoral.
What do you think intrinsic means?
It means as part
Here
of
we
the thing
go.
itself. The thing itself,
Yes.
and as a baseline in the thing itself, it is X.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
great.
not making a moral statement.
Oh, it's not. So then when I'm okay, so then I just want to know this: what is morally bad?
In my worldview, violating people's personal autonomy, so
Oh.
long as
I
they're
thought you
not
said you didn't say
infringing on
that.
other people's. What?
Well, you just said earlier that you never said that violating
Okay.
people's personal autonomy
Did you
was
not?
bad.
Did you not hear the last part?
No, I guess I didn't. What?
So, if you are infringing on someone else's personal autonomy and you violated the social contract, we can take away some of your personal freedoms, for example, incarceration, for the greater good of society.
And what's the social contract?
Utilitarianism.
Utilitarianism is a social contract,
Well, it's the one that we're working under, yeah, in reality.
and it's okay. So the social contract is utilitarianism. Utilitarianism being to limit harm.
Maximizing, yeah, well-being, limiting harm.
Okay, so just to back up, just to make sure I get this right. Anything which does not maximize well-being and limit harm would be immoral.
Anything that doesn't maximize well-being.
Yeah.
Well, this would circle back to, like, if you're infringing on someone else's personal autonomy,
So Kulak is
So
it
then-
might be
in
a
that case,
Is
trans.
we
anything
can limit
which
your
Gender.
personal freedoms.
so then is anything which violates personal autonomy is that bad?
No
Like,
wonder
Just
I had
anything in
a
general, not
suspicion.
necessarily.
I mean, I still haven't figured
I-
out what bad is here.
So I've mentioned this multiple times. I don't know how many
Alright.
more times I can
Well,
say.
because I'll explain it so that you understand. If you say violation of personal autonomy is bad, unless X, right? Then I'm still not sure what bad is and what a violation of personal autonomy would be that is bad. And then if you switch and say it's if you violate it within the realm of like suffering and that's bad, then I need to know what suffering is so that I can determine. I'm just trying to consistently check us to what bad is. You just keep saying, you just keep shifting it from suffering to some type of like self-governance authority. Like I'm still not actually sure. I'm still not actually sure what bad means here. So, can you violate people's autonomy? Is that just sometimes? You think sometimes?
Yes, we can.
And
we
can you limit people's access to hedonic activity? And is that always bad?
Telling the Bible.
Is that always bad? No. You
Okay.
just asked two questions.
So all those things are not bad. So I'm
Yeah,
asking
I really
what
like
is bad?
this.
So
lot.
there is a certain level of harm that
What
is
is it?
acceptable in society. Well, that's like the grey line, isn't it? Obviously,
know?
as I mentioned, fast food is something that kills
Mm-hmm.
300. Well, obesity, more specifically, kills 300,000 people a year in America alone. But
So
you don't
society,
ban that.
so society is making the determination actually of what is bad. Then.
All right.
Well, we're making like the legal decisions because of democracy.
Well, that
Let's
doesn't help me
go
understand
back.
what bad is here. Like that literally doesn't help me understand what bad is when you say, well,
Can we
there's this-
actually
The microphone
understand
is,
why you want to ban pornography in the first
is
place?
better
Keep pivoting away from that.
No,
when it's
I'll tell
not,
you again, against my preference.
It's like less.
Every time it comes back to
Well,
like the
less
original question
gain.
and you defending your affirmative position, you don't want
Because
to
it cuts out
engage.
a lot
I
of the
literally am
background
defending my
stuff.
affirmative position. Are you ready? Here's my argument. I'm going to give you my argument against pornography. Everything that's against my preference is fucking bad. I want
And
to
your
ban
preference
pornography
is solely based on
because
like what
it's
God tells
bad.
you to do.
Sure.
If God told you to rape someone, would you?
Heck,
Hmm.
let's just bite all the bullets. I'll do whatever God says because it's within my
Okay.
preference. Now, why is that
So
bad?
if God tells you to commit genocide, you'll do it. You'll murder everyone. You'll rape everyone.
And you'll fuck everyone.
And you're
you'll
trying.
get blowjobs,
Wait, and
you'll
you're
get
He
trying
just
to
doesn't
get.
understand.
some limited praxis of it's bad because I say it's bad.
So you're trying to get people to think that you are like the arbiter of a good moral system? when
Yes, of course,
God would,
just like you.
okay, but you would rape someone if God told you to.
I'm sorry, wouldn't you rape somebody if it would save someone's life?
No.
Why not? Why is
Because I'm
that bad?
violating someone's personal autonomy.
But your personal autonomy, you said, can be violated based on a social contract.
Okay.
Okay, well I just answered your
Oh
question.
wow.
Well, here, let's reduce it.
I
this
get
way.
nostalgia
Maybe we can try it this way.
when looking at this.
Right. There's a little tiny island off the coast of, well, it doesn't matter, but it's called Papua New Guinea. Inside of Papua New
Whether
Guinea,
as horror.
you can look this up right now. Go ahead, Google it if you don't believe me. There exists a tribe
That
called
was
the
kinda
Hungarians
loud.
in Papua New Guinea. And here's what they do.
Did you say come?
Yeah, come. Every single morning they go over to little tiny boys and they mouth hump them and load them up. Load them up every day, which is right in their mouth, right? And the kids actually demand it because it's a warrior rite of passage inside of that society. They do it. They do it. The kids demand it. It's part of their social contract. Not kidding. Look it up. If you don't believe me, you can look it up right now.
No, I believe you. I've heard.
I still want. I want to watch Nosferatu
So in my moral framework, I
and
think pedophilia is
Phantom of
wrong.
the
In your
Opera
moral
1916.
framework, if God told you to suck up a little boy's dick, you would do it.
Yeah, why? Why is it wrong in your framework to have pedophilia? If it's part of the social contract.
All right, let's
Can
turn
you
that down a
agree
little.
that you would suck a little boy's dick if God told you to?
Would you agree that you already suck
Wait, just say yes.
boys' dicks? No, of course
No.
not.
Wait. So you wouldn't?
No, that would be outside my preference.
Okay, so you're just completely full of shit and don't believe in anything you're actually saying.
What do you mean? I believe in everything that's my preference.
Do you actually believe in anything? Are you even actually religious?
Yeah, I believe in
I have to
everything
ask, are you
that's
actually
within my
religious?
preference.
Do you have any actual morals?
Yes, of course. Wait, actual morals. I just got done telling
Like,
you
do you
that
actually believe in anything you're saying?
fucking thing I prefer is moral, and you haven't been able to give me a single demonstrable argument for why it isn't. Not once.
I just got you to admit that if God told you to, if He commanded you to, you would suck a little boy's dick.
No,
I think
that
we're
literally
good to
never
go to the
happened.
Q&A.
No, I think we're not, because
New
that, by the
job,
way,
this
that never
makes
even happened.
good
I already
music.
said no. And on top of that,
Sorry. You would rape them, including little boys. If
Can
God
you
told
go
you
back,
to.
can you go back to the Papua New Guinea argument? Can you tell me why that's wrong with that culture?
Before we do that, Andrew, I just want to go over our poll. So I'm gonna make a new poll for our live chat. We had over 1,500 votes, 1,700 votes actually in our poll right now. So big appreciation to our live
Being
chat
a part
viewers
of a
for your
cult
participation.
and the
If you have a
occult is
poll that
awesome.
you have thumbs that can hit the like button, do so. No matter where you're seeing this on the interwebs, we appreciate it. It boosts the algorithm.
Considering that
Beat that algorithm. So
Aren't you, I got a question. Aren't you a top earner on OnlyFans?
I'm LDS
Tom
and that
Turner?
Yeah,
Jagger Smith
yeah,
actually
yeah.
might
So
have
you-
tampered in the
Hang on, so
occult,
you have a little bit...
which I don't think is a bad
Ryan
thing, but
speaking?
being an LDS means you can believe Jesus Christ is God. We do. We believe He's not created, He's uncreated, but that God isn't totally responsible
He failed to
for
engage.
our actions
30%. Now you're interrupting.
because we
You know,
chose
though,
to
Ryan,
become
forgive me.
human.
Forgive me.
Better than who?
A lot of, much like other,
Alright, so should explicit adult entertainment be banned?
much like other
60%
things.
said yes, 30% said no, and then 10% said be right back. Just need 5 minutes. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys came back after your 5 minutes of fun. I'm gonna close out the poll, and we're gonna ask a similar question just to see where you guys are at after this conversation. But Andrew, you wanted to take us back into some unanswered.
Yeah, so I assume you make a good living.
Alright.
Yeah.
Would you like to make a $5,000 bet live right on air that you never got me to admit what you said you got me to admit, which is that I would suck a little boy's whatever when you asked
Oh
me
yeah,
that
no,
question.
sorry, that was my mistake. You would rape people and murder people. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I
Including
love
children.
these,
So
If
wait,
God
so,
told you to.
so you lie.
Wait. So then
Aesthetics.
you wouldn't do
So you
something.
lied.
No, you're lying about your moral framework.
Why?
You believe in divine command theory, right? So anything God says is moral is moral?
Why did I
I'm
say
watching
I do?
Akemi.
Why did I say?
Because
it's
you believe in
within.
divine command theory.
Because it's within what?
Your moral framework, your
My
preferences.
preferences.
Yes, which
Akemi.
is divine command theory.
Karai.
But my preferences can change anytime.
No, you already said that your preferences are unchanging because you
That never.
subscribe
Would
to
you like?
divine command theory.
Would you like to make a $5,000 bet? That never happened.
That what never happened?
And I never said my moral preferences can never change because of divine command theory. You just lied again.
You said
Yeah, many
that
people
you're
are just not
unchanging.
consistent
Yeah,
when they're
you did.
cornered.
I said my preferences are
And when that
unchanging,
happens,
right?
they just call
Everything
you
I think
names and
is
stuff
moral is unchanging.
as if
As
that's
long
the
as it's part of my preferences, which is fine. I can change my
as if
preferences.
that's continuing
It's still
with
that
the
unchanging
argument
standard is
when
my
it's not.
preference. Do you understand
It
that?
is kind
So
of funny
your
though.
moral framework is unchanging.
No, my preferences can change, right? But what is
How could they
unchanging,
change?
what is
It's based on what
unchanging-
God commands,
What is
isn't it?
unchanging is everything within my preferences is what's moral. So if it is the case, that
Because it's what
moral,
God commands, correct?
as long as that's within my preferences.
Anything He commands is
As
moral.
long as it's within my preferences.
Nice.
So you would go against God's commands.
If it wasn't in my preferences, of course.
So then the entire
Alright.
moral framework you're working off, where something
moral
is moral. So
What's my moral framework? What is it?
I'm literally in the middle of saying it.
I told you my moral framework.
Something is morally good. Wait, you're gonna let me finish?
Okay.
So something is morally good because God commands it.
No, something's
Correct?
morally good if it's in my preference. Can you repeat this for me? Andrew's moral.
No, that's not what you said in the beginning.
Yes, it did.
That's not what you said
I said
earlier.
I have an unchanging standard. My
Yes, you
preferences.
said that things are morally good because God commands them.
As long as it's within my preferences.
That was not what you said
That
earlier.
is what I said. Would you like to bet?
So you would go against God's commands.
As long as
Based
it's
on your
within my
preferences.
preferences.
Alright, let's
Exactly.
do
So
it
then
now.
you're conceding that something is
Conceding
not
what?
morally good simply because God commands it.
No, it'd be morally good if it's within my preferences, like yours.
Okay, can you be intellectually honest?
That's being intellectually honest. If
No,
it's
it
within my
isn't.
moral preferences, it's good. What's
Why
wrong
are you
with that?
denying your own beliefs?
Denying what? What did I tell you? Everything within my preferences is what's moral, right?
You advocate for divine command theory, correct?
Sure, that's within my preference.
So then anything that God commands is morally good.
Unless it's not
Alright.
what?
So then that's not divine command theory.
What is divine command theory?
So that's what I just said.
What is it?
So something is morally good because God commands it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
Hmm.
that something is morally good if God commands it, if it's within my preferences.
Okay, well you've changed your answer then from when we
I haven't
first
changed anything.
talked about that.
Everything can. All I want to know is this.
Oh wait, so then why earlier did
I've
you
already
concede
answered.
that
Hang on, I just answered 5 of your questions. Now answer one. Why, other than your preference, would any of that even be fucking bad? Why?
why would your preferences be bad?
Yeah.
To me?
Other
Because-
than your preferences.
Because your preferences lead to mass human suffering.
And that's just a preference you have. That
Yes, it
human beings
is.
don't massively suffer.
Yes.
Sukeni.
Okay, so
And
then
just like
why-
yours
so
is
what
based on a
makes-
preference.
So what makes your preferences better?
Hey, it's still
My preferences.
downloading.
Because I think we should not let human
Sorry,
beings
I'm
suffer.
just downloading
Oh, I think we
some
should.
stuff.
What makes yours better than
Yeah, I
that?
know you should.
What makes yours better than that?
Let the people
You don't
decide
know.
for themselves.
Let the people decide.
Let the
That's what
peop-
makes it better. What makes
So-
it more?
So
Let the
why
people
earlier?
decide.
Why earlier did you concede that if God commanded you to rape people, you would?
No, I said I would bite.
Is that within?
I
Is that
literally
within your
said I
preference?
would bite the bullet for the sake of the argument. Is what I said.
So you disagree with that now? Or?
No, I just I bit the bullet to ask you why would that even be bad. You said just because it'd be against my preferences.
Okay, so can you answer the question?
I already did. If anything which is against my preferences, I'm against. Just
so
like
then
you.
you don't actually care what God commands.
Okay.
Well, wait. Of course I do.
You don't actually have any real beliefs.
Yeah, of course I do. It's within my preference.
You don't actually have any real beliefs.
You're just making assertions. You don't actually have a brain in your head. You don't actually know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a fucking idiot. Like, we could go on and on and on, but can you demonstrate why any of my preferences are actually fucking bad other than that you don't prefer them?
I mean, yeah, we can just look at countries that have adopted fascism and see how that turned out.
Okay, let's talk about
Nazi Germany.
Sure, let's talk about Spain.
Yeah.
It adopted fascism. How
I
that
love
worked
this streamer.
I'm not familiar.
out? Oh, I'm sure you're not. But I thought you just said that countries that adopted fascism worked out
Wait,
badly.
what? I said, okay, yeah, but I specifically
Kenny.
mentioned Nazi Germany.
Asu Kenny on Twitch.
That it was not a good thing.
Oh,
Do you disagree?
Do you agree that Soviet Russia was not a good thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. Do you agree that capitalists all over the world commit horrific genocides all the time?
Sure.
Alright.
Okay, so then it sounds like all you're talking about is whatever political system, political theory you're talking about, it comes down to people doing whatever you think a good thing is, right? Whatever that is.
Sure.
Like you could have a communist country that I don't know, like adhere to whatever your principle of not violating whatever the harm principle is. That would be good if they were communist. Then, if that led to that, right?
Like, as long as we're not violating people's personal autonomy,
Then it's fine, right?
it's highly dependent on the situation.
Yeah. So let me just finish real quick with this, okay? When the Spaniards got here, those evil Christians,
That's
they
funny.
saw people getting sacrificed on top of a temple, and they killed all of them. Right? They killed all of these Indian sacrificing lunatics. Can you tell me why that was bad?
Because killing is bad.
Oh,
We should avoid that.
got
Can
it.
you tell me why genocide is bad?
Because genocide is bad, so we should avoid it.
Why have you not
That
answered
clip
a
makes
single
me
question
laugh.
I've
I
asked?
just gave you the same answer you gave me.
No, because I'm
No, yeah,
saying that.
I did.
Okay, you have not answered a single question this entire debate.
No, in fact, I have answered your questions. The
No, you
problem is,
haven't.
I give you the same answer you
You
gave
couldn't
me.
even answer the simple question of what constitutes as pornography.
You just said I gave you an entire standard. Said whatever South Korea considers
Hmm.
pornography is whatever is what I consider pornography.
That's not an actual answer.
Why? Okay. Do you want to go through it step by step with whatever
Yes,
South
that's
Korean
what I've been
laws
saying multiple times.
are? Okay,
Yeah.
let's go through South Korean laws for what is
Yeah, I
pornography.
love
But I
this
just want to
streamer.
point out to you that what you just said earlier was, yeah, it's bad because they killed people and that's bad. And you said, why is genocide bad? You said genocide's bad because it's bad, and you took issue with that. Can you
Suffering
explain
is
why?
intrinsically bad.
Says who?
Says just the human experience.
Says the human experience. Where can
Yes,
I find
so
this?
like,
Where can I find
So
this?
as a species, we have like a biological imperative to continue our species.
More again
And
from
sometimes
Darkstalk.
continue
This is so
species
And
pretty.
aid
because of
survival.
genocide.
Whoa,
we don't
I
want to
love
die.
that.
And sometimes kids
Kind of
not die
reminds me
because
what I
of
would
doing a
walk to
genocide.
like Shopko or 7-Eleven from my house.
This has what to
Probably
do with
not. No.
explicit.
Probably not.
It was very nice.
No.
Really? So you can't like decimate one entire segment of a population in order to protect yours. Like for instance, let's say a country attacked yours, and then you went and bombed the shit out of their civilian population who was making weapons for you, right?
Yeah, I'm
right
against-
down to the last man, because they were making weapons for you to attack these other people. Wouldn't that then be human beings actually protecting them, moving on under personal autonomy?
Yeah, I'm not really someone who's going
This
to
is so
advocate for nuclear
relaxing.
war. But,
Didn't say anything about nuclear war.
you probably are, right?
I literally didn't say
In
anything.
terms of like,
Did I say the
what-
word nuclear once?
well, I assumed you meant that because
Did I
you said
say
you're
the
bombing an
word
entire.
nuclear once?
No,
No.
I'm
So
against
anyway,
bombing. My bad.
So all bombing.
Well, I'm against
Self-defense?
war in general, obviously.
Even in
Obviously, there.
self-defense?
No, well, no, of course not.
So then if in self-defense your country's attacked, you attack another civilian population in order to get them to stop attacking you because they're making the weapons for the army, that could lead potentially to that G word, right? You would actually have to say that that's okay.
Hmm.
Well, they would be violating someone's personal autonomy.
Sure, so then I guess
yes,
so then the
self-defense
G word-
is
so then the
an
G
acceptable
word-
level of harm.
Then the G word under self-defense would actually be more of the human experience.
In self-defense, yes, but you seem to think that it's fine just in general, right? Because God commands it.
No, I think everything
Yes,
that is
she's,
right is in my preferences
She's a cool
Yes, based on
person.
what God commands.
based on what I
You
say.
can't even be honest about what you actually believe.
Based
She's
on what
actually
I said,
very
what-
sweet.
I don't even understand. Even if I wasn't honest about what I said, why would that be bad?
Because we're here to have an honest debate, aren't we?
Yeah, but why
Hmm.
should
Or at least I am.
why do you even want to have an honest debate? Why? Is it bad not to?
Well, I think if you're gonna come on here with someone else who's being honest in good faith, then yeah, you
You're not
should.
being
at
honest
least-
in good faith. You violated your principle in the very beginning. You refused to engage with me at all on what harm reduction actually was or meant, and said that in some way I was violating the terms of the debate
I love the
by trying to get
characters,
some kind of
super lonely.
foundational ethical system out of you before we moved on to the prescriptive phase. And so because you disallowed
Wait, I never said that.
yeah, you did.
Mhm,
And because this was,
mhm.
yeah, you said, can we get back to the debate? That's part of the debate, is the ethical
So that's
system.
me claiming that you violated the debate.
Yeah, you did. You said, let's get back to the debate. That means I'm not debating the topic. We are.
Well, I said, let's get back to you defining pornography,
No,
which
but
you
we
have
could-
still failed to do. Where's
Why
the
would that-
list?
Why is that bad?
Where's the list?
Why is that bad?
Where's the list?
Of what? The Korean? South
You were
Korean?
pulling it up. What happened with that?
Well, we got on a side tangent where I was continuing to destroy your stupid ass worldview, which is based
Well,
on
you're
preference.
continuing to pivot away from all the questions I'm asking. Yeah.
Okay, so what question?
Where's the list?
The South Korean list? What is
Yes.
pornography? Okay.
Yes.
I'll pull it up. Got my cell phone handy here.
All right. Well, we have another poll in the live chat there. We are going to get to the Q&A probably.
It's refers to a form of visual
10
written
minutes,
material
guys.
depicting explicit sexual acts, which is largely illegal under the law, meaning that almost all types of pornography, including videos, images, blah blah blah. I guess I would have to get a little bit more granular, and we.
Okay, wait. So that
Hmm.
would then mean if you're sending nudes to your wife, you should be imprisoned, right?
No, actually, it doesn't have a prohibition. It's actually referencing public. It's referencing the public. So depicting explicit sexual acts, which is largely illegal under the law, meaning that almost all types of pornography, including videos, images, and written consent, are considered
Maybe
prohibited
we-
and subject to censorship by the government.
I'll just go for
Of
it.
such materials, it can result in fines and imprisonment. I actually don't see anything here saying that if it was like to your wife,
Might
that
as
would
well
be
do it now.
problematic at all. If you could
So
show
are
me
you
where.
changing your stance on imprisonment now?
What do you mean?
Well, before you were saying that people who produce and watch pornography should go to jail. Now you're saying
And
that
that's
isn't the
what
case?
the law says here too.
Oh, okay. So even watching porn, you think people should be imprisoned?
Sure, I'll send them to jail.
Like 80% of men on planet Earth should be in jail.
Sure, send them to fucking jail.
80. So just everyone.
Do you think? Well, do you think that if I said I was going to send you to jail if you watch porn, that it would still be 80% of men who watch porn?
That would still be wrong. Yeah.
Do you think it would be 80%?
Do you think that banning porn is going to stop people
Can you
from
answer my
watching porn?
question? Do you think it would be 80%?
80% of men regularly watch porn. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that if I made it fucking illegal, it would still be 80%?
It would still be very high. Yes.
Would it still be 80%?
It would probably be a little bit lower.
Okay, how much lower?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can. I'm not sure if we could determine
Yeah.
that. But
How am I supposed to know that?
Dude,
How am I-
I
what
wanna
kind of-
live
what
in
kind
a
of
place
question
like
is that?
that.
I don't know.
Hey guys,
I love
just
dark
looking at the time here,
places.
so I just put both of you on mute. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure if that can be
My
determined.
dark
Just
heart.
I'm not sure how we could actually get that data. But I do want to go over the poll, and I do want to remind you that we do have a lot of questions for the Q&A. So if you want to put a few bows on some of the discussions and talking points that you've been getting into, certainly to our live audience, if you have questions, keep them coming in. No problem with that. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Lordy knows it's looking at you. It's saying do it. All right. So should pulling. So I came up with an anagram because I'm clever like that. So instead of saying the P word, I said should pulling our rods nightly be banned. 60% said yes and 40% said no. Yeah, it's a nasty one, I know. So let's see if we can put a few bows on the subjects that we are saying here. Gift wrap it there, fellas, and then we will get into that Q&A. Hopefully, I got 7 minutes on the timer, so I'm going to jump in 7 minutes. So let's see how you guys do.
See how well this goes.
Are we doing closing statements? What are we doing?
No, it's just a matter of, like, if you have anything, like I said, that you want to, if you don't feel like you've managed to get all of the topics on the table, we can try to get through it in the next.
I feel like we got through.
We haven't talked at all about like what kind of policies he would propose in order to ban pornography.
We have multiple times.
Like what?
Like you go to jail.
Okay, so are you fine with like? So are you fine with like, you know, the increased taxes that will incur for the billions of dollars that it will cost to regulate pornography consumption?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that bad?
Is what bad?
Is it bad that I would raise taxes?
Advocating for raised taxes, yeah?
Alright, I think that's a good place to close off there because we do have so many questions. So a big
This nun clip of the anime nun girl is so wholesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions from you guys in the live chat. Keep your votes coming in. Should really votes like maybe 61% are saying yes,
Too
it should be
funny.
banned now. So it's gone up 1% since then. See, I'm coming up with clever ways to make anagrams. You know, pat myself on the back. Let's see here. We're gonna ask some of those questions, and thank you so much, everybody, for your participation. A lot of really great engagement in the live chat. Like I said before, if you haven't hit the like button, do so now. It really helps boost us up in the algorithm, especially where we're about to take our audience questions. We're a little later phase in the debate, and
I love me
also
sometimes.
Andrew is going to be hanging out 2 days, Newark, New Jersey. It's going to be great. It's for our DebateCon 5. There are lots of debates that are going to be there, not just Andrew's, but you know, certainly at this point, I'd say you're kind of a featured guest. Is that fair to say, Andrew?
Yeah, I probably have a larger audience than anybody else there, I would say.
There you go.
You have more than 600,000 subscribers?
How many do you get live viewing?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Or Twitch? Like all together, maybe 2,000-3,000?
Oh, yeah, much more.
Well, we just
That's small.
booked you up with that surprise.
Yeah, I got 7,000 right this second. Just point that out.
There you go. You're cleaning house. Look at you go. All right. Well, let's ask those super chats and we'll get through them. Dylan Deschender says, "Why can't Canadians pronounce Sorry or Noor properly?" JK, love you, Ryan. Well, love you too, random citizen. Let's make my quotes go. But you know, we pronounce a few things weird up here in the north. You know, like I said earlier, what's this all about? We're debating whether this, you know, explicit adult content should be banned. So, yeah, if you're wondering, that's what we're on about. Eva Lord says, "Why does Pornhub want minors to watch porn?"
Alright.
So, I think Eva Lord is saying that there's not enough, you know, safety gates to prevent minors from getting access to these things. But I don't know if there's, I don't know if there's an agenda there to actually get that to happen. But maybe they're just not safe carrots. But let's let our panel discuss it. Go ahead there, Diddley.
Such a
There's like
weirdo.
lots of safeguards that are
At
built into
times.
computers and stuff that parents can use to ensure that their children
Makes it really good.
viewing
Wait.
pornography.
Oh, what the
So
heck?
just like completely block all pornography or sites. I think
I forget
Pornhub within the
sometimes.
last few years, I think it was about 4 years ago, was it? They came out with a really cool verification system that completely wiped out any videos on the website that weren't from verified users, which I think was a really good move. And I also think OnlyFans does a
Yeah, I'm
better
an
job
expert
at
at
safeguarding
annoying
children
people.
from viewing the content by hiding it obviously behind a paywall, so
Considering I
makes it a lot
really
harder for children
never
to
lost a
access. But
debate,
yeah, I think we should definitely
especially
educate
on
parents
like
more on
Twitter.
how to safeguard their children to not be viewing this kind of content online.
It's too easy because once you ask people for justification or if they have the ability to not go in circles or not contradict themselves, they can't justify it, so they just call you names and then they're eventually
I
forced
don't
to
think we should be violating
either
people's
block
personal
you
autonomy
or
like
let
that.
it go because they're arguing from
Yes. And you prefer that we do?
incredulity
Yeah.
at that
Exactly.
point.
So here's the so listen. So
Or they
listen,
appeal to consensus, which both are fallacies, don't really mean much of anything.
Everything this woman is telling you is literally saying to you, because I just really fucking think so. I just really think so. I just really think we should, because I just really think we should. Everything which is bad, she's the ultimate arbiter of, right? You could say, well, Andrew, you evil fascist, this and that. I would just go shut it down. I said, men with guns. They've kicked the fucking.
I don't know if I should get Final Fantasy 15 again though.
Down on their way out after they made sure it was cleared of all civilians, right?
I played it
She can't even
yesterday
tell you
on
why
my
that's bad.
laptop.
She can only tell you that she just doesn't.
It was so fun. I
That's it.
basically
Right?
completed
To this stupid
almost the
ass
full thing on the
makes
Xbox
zero
One,
sense. Makes
and I
zero
did
sense. There's no
Yeah, so
everything.
I can admit that it's based on
I
personal
got
preference,
the
but you can't
exosuits.
if you think it's based on
Like I did
times do I have to say
morality.
preference? How many times do I have to
most
say
of it.
Yeah,
I
but
did
that's
the
a lot, right?
Pitias dungeon.
Alright, let's ask the next
Wait,
question.
I did the
is that bad?
104 dungeon,
Is about to lie.
and I
basically.
like the
Well,
I
it is.
like
It's a sin.
the gameplay a lot
You should be
better
praying
than I
tonight.
did back then, because back then it was serviceable for
No, I
me,
just think it's really bad.
because I went into it
Dylan Deschner says Andrew went
not
to debate.
I don't think
realizing
it's
that
sinful.
it was different,
It's bad.
um,
One second, then we're gonna ask
and
this
that
question.
action
Dylan
RPG,
Deschner says
action
Andrew went to
gameplay
debate university. The weird
is
male
different,
female
and you
went to
can,
debate community
to
college
me,
with
it's
my
like
mutual
gameplay
aid.
has
This
to
is,
not only fit the
thank you, Dylan
aesthetics, but
Deschner. I don't
it should fit the what they're going for. So it should gameplay should feel smooth, and that's what it did. It just felt different than other Final Fantasy games. It's kind of why I didn't like Elder Scrolls Online at first. I was going into it too Skyrim-ish. I thought, well, I'm gonna play it like Skyrim. It's like
Diddley is going to destroy.
you gotta try to play it more like
How'd that work out?
MMO, and if you
Well, I got you to
play it
admit
more
that you
like
would
an
rape people so
MMO,
long as God commanded it. So,
and
Sure you
yeah,
did.
you know, it's that
quite literally did.
Skyrim's level
And would that be
of
bad?
Yeah.
gameplay or
And everyone else
smoothness, you're
here
going to
thinks
have
that it's
a
bad.
pretty fun time. You just have to have a different mindset. For different games require different mindsets to have in it. It's why, you know, Resident Evil and Silent Hills, many people say that they don't like the gameplay of the old games, but I do, because it fits with the atmosphere of horror.
This
You
is
know,
just the standard Aussie
a
accent.
gameplay that's easily responsive to, like Dark Souls, and very precise is
Nobody thinks
probably going to be a lot less scary, because you're not limited, you're much more flexible, and it takes away the, I think, strategy of what you're trying to do. Whereas if you're limited, then it requires you to think about your next move. It requires you to think about what you're going to do and try to do next. And I think that's I think it's actually very good.
No, not feeling that one. Sorry, even Lord. He didn't give us enough
At least that's what I feel
Sunflower
like.
says moral incongruence is the issue. It's not the moron's fault. Does that apply elsewhere? Sociopaths have no moral incongruence with manipulating others. So I guess manipulation
know.
isn't inherently wrong. See how I do that? Zero. So that's for you, Diddley.
So I'm making a comment on like the level of harm that's being perceived as a result of pornography, and the fact is that moral incongruence is one of the biggest factors that,
Okay.
well, one of the biggest predictors, I should say, that lead to psychological distress or perceived problems with pornography use. So I think that's something that like often gets overlooked, is that people hear about people who are addicted and have all these adverse mental health effects, when a really big factor in play is that often these people are religious or conservative, and they're obviously being told that pornography is bad, we should stay away. So obviously if they're watching it, yeah, that's going to be really psychologically distressing, having that kind of incongruence.
She still is not appealing to anything except outside of her preferences.
When she talks about psychological incongruence, for instance,
She's
I
just
wanna
saying
know
Moral.
it's bad because she doesn't like it, or it's bad because we all
if you
agree
have
it's
moral
bad,
incongruence,
which we don't.
is that bad?
It's not necessarily. Like, the feeling of, like, the suffering that ensues from it obviously is intrinsically bad. But, yeah, it depends what it is.
Suffering is intrinsically bad again.
Yes, so as I discussed earlier, the feeling of suffering is bad. That's what I mean when I say it's intrinsically bad. That's what intrinsically means. It's not making a moral argument.
If you had a family member that died, right? Would you rather feel that? Would you rather feel bad about that or feel bad?
I think sadness is a part of the human experience, so I'd probably rather feel
But
bad.
doesn't it make you suffer?
Yes, and that's bad.
Well, then I guess you can't go.
Wait, you
So
still
that's it.
aren't, you still aren't understanding when I say, can you define intrinsic?
That's
Can you
bad.
define intrinsic?
Yeah, if that's bad intrinsically to suffer, then
Can
the
you
answer
define
is-
intrinsically?
Yeah, as part of the thing. So if it is the case, right, that it is intrinsically
So I'm
bad,
not making a moral argument.
Yeah, if it is the case, you just did. You said, if it is intrinsically bad to suffer, then your answer would be that you would not want to suffer when the family member dies, and yet your intuition was actually you would prefer to suffer, which means it's not
I've
actually
stated this multiple
not actually
times.
intrinsically
Light
bad.
of
I'm not
Aiden
sure
and
if you have
Thunderscape is a
hearing
fun game.
difficulties. When I say suffering is intrinsically bad, it means that it feels bad to suffer. I'm not making a moral argument.
Oh, okay. So is okay. I still don't understand what bad is then. I'm asking morally, is it bad to suffer?
Not necessarily, as I've stated multiple times throughout this
Well,
debate.
then I don't know what fucking bad even means.
Yeah, I know, because you would rape someone if God told you to.
Is that bad? Is that bad? Why? Why is it bad?
Because you're violating someone's personal autonomy.
And that's bad because
Because we as human beings don't want to suffer.
All right, guys, let's ask the next question. This beer is warm. I'm gonna grab another beer because this one's just.
Even
not-
though, by the way, he did
not
just say
doing it.
morally.
It is literally detrimental to our health to experience suffering.
Is that bad?
Is what? Is what?
If something's detrimental
Suffering.
to your health.
Yes, that is bad.
You don't eat cheeseburgers, then that's immoral.
Wait, that's a completely different question.
Well, is it bad?
It is yes, it is bad to eat cheeseburgers. That doesn't mean it's morally bad. That's a completely different question.
Burger Fiend, guys, come on.
That's like I literally brought that up in my opening.
I still don't know what morally bad means then.
All right, let's ask the next
I
question.
know, because you would rape someone if God told you to.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
one
but I
does.
don't know why that would be bad. Though. That's the problem. Like I don't
That
know why
is a
you think that's
problem.
bad.
I agree. That is a
Yeah,
problem.
why would that be bad?
We have so many questions, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to be polite, but yeah, eventually I get all. No, I'm just kidding. Justin Henley says watching Korn is simping. Ban it and fire MXXD worst mod ever. Hey Justin, if you want to participate with Jim Bob in debating against MXXD, you're welcome to it. But MXXD is also hanging out at his own channel called Matters Now. You can hang out over there. They usually do after shows
The
after we're done
Catacombs of
debating.
Paris.
So if you want to go and have a piss and moan at them,
Can you
yeah, feel
imagine
free.
if you like
But I appreciate all the mods that come out to help.
got like stuck in
You know,
there?
I don't maybe agree
I
with
couldn't.
every decision and every chat that gets banned, but I don't give that much of a shit. All right, so Mario Pissed Off says Korn is a Hewish method to determine a strong nation for control and fall away from Christianity. I'm sure what you understand what I mean. But
Wait, is it a what?
they're saying Korn is I'm using a
Makes
code
sense
word,
now.
Jewish method
Oh, they're a Nazi.
diminish
Okay.
a strong nation for
What would
control
make them a
and
Nazi?
fall away from Christianity.
How's that? How's
What's
that?
wrong
you
with
think
being
that-
a Nazi though?
Wait, do you disagree?
Yeah. How's that Nazism?
Why? They're doing the whole.
I asked
Because
you a
Jewish
Nazi
question.
can mean
aren't
many
they?
different things to
No,
different people.
they said
It's
that.
literally Nazi
What
dog
do you mean? What
whistling.
Jewish question did they ask?
What do you think that question was?
What was it?
They can't explain how
Make
it's
sure I got it right.
bad.
I don't think that it had anything to do with Jews. Go ahead.
Is that not what you were
That-
censoring?
That was what I was censoring
Yeah.
just because I
Yeah.
think it's a little.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
diddly
that's
can.
why I didn't hear
Yeah,
the word.
putting everything together, I think it could get
Well,
us a little
she
bit of trouble, so
can,
I'm
but
just
she
saying,
can't be
the way they
consistent
put it,
with
they
it.
censored the first word, but just everything.
Is that from your audience, Andrew?
No, this is
That's
from,
interesting.
This is from MDD.
No, definitely not actually.
This is
Definitely it was.
Okay, Mario pissed
No,
off might
definitely
be.
not.
Okay, so if Mario pissed off, maybe you are a fan of Andrew's, but that's okay.
Dude,
So,
she's
I mean, they
trying
literally.
to.
Can you reread the question without the, Nazi dog whistling? It was in defense of Andrew's
She's
argument,
like
was it not?
trying to
so
deflect.
what they said is, and I said Hewish.
You actually find out that most people can't be consistent when they're pushed into a corner.
They said corn.
And it's not just politics, it's politics, history, Palestine, science, worldviews,
All the way from Christianity.
Yeah,
or
I'm just
And
anything.
Andrew, you think that that's my
Paganism.
probably.
Okay, the cope is a mess.
What's the code?
The cope is that it's obviously
Oh,
it's
shoot.
obviously
Why
your
is it? Why is it obviously my viewer?
they're in defense of your argument. They're
Alright, I'm
Christian
gonna-
and they're Nazi.
Wait, I never gave a single argument like that. How is it in defense of my fucking argument?
Okay, cope. Cope
Can
roll.
you tell me when I
What
gave
the
that argument?
Cope.
Can you tell me when I gave that
Oh wow,
argument?
we're almost done
What
with
argument?
this.
The one that he just gave? That you said it's in defense of?
She's just saying
Well,
cope
that's
because
a
she
stop.
can't think of anything else.
So you don't have
You
to
said that it's
specifically.
in defense of
You don't
my
have.
argument.
You don't have to. He's in defense of your entire argument, which is
What is
obviously
it?
banning porn. Banning
What?
porn.
Wait. Okay, so anybody who says anything who also says, and I want to ban porn, is in defense of my fucking argument?
Okay, you are immensely coping. Anyone with more than a double-digit IQ can tell that that is your audience member. There is nothing
I don't know.
to
I
be
think that Nazis
debated
like
about
watching
that.
porn. I think
There is
Nazis like
nothing to
watching
be.
porn.
Well, that guy didn't. He was against it.
She doesn't
Well, I don't
even
know. I mean,
know
maybe there's one who wasn't, but
her whole
maybe they like to
worldview is
watch
being
porn.
argued against.
Okay.
I said a little bit about staying within terms of service, but boys are
It's
just
actually
inside.
quite
You know,
sad.
I could try to I try to maintain myself just because if I don't, I'll just let it go for every other stream and we'll get in trouble every time. But I will be honest, we're probably way over on our on our allowable YouTube limit here. So
Okay. I'll try to keep it within the confines. I don't.
no, I'm saying like
Yeah, the
fuck
Salt
it,
Lake
forget
City
about it. Like, I'm not gonna censor
temple
anymore because
appeared
that may
in
grow while I'm silent. I don't even know what bothers me.
episode 5 of Restaurant to
So let's
Another
just keep on
World.
going.
It's pretty cool.
Without censoring. So let me just go up here, guys. We got a lot of super chats. Kango 44. Actually, before we get to that one, oh yeah, it does go up for a while. All right, I gotta use that fantastic maker of mine. Mario pissed off is the last one. There we go. All right, Will Gaines says the real thing, guys, is that he made graduation. He made graduation. I don't know. Will Gaines
Funny
is on there.
reference.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I'm an old school rock and roll fan, so that's all my wheelhouse. So, Wrongful Rage says,
Homura is basically Jesus' followers, and Madoka is Jesus Christ, or God.
Cinematic Jurassic says, those who have suffered from corn addiction are some of the strongest advocates for it because they know the harm. Boy, it can take their life. So do you guys think this is true that the people who are trying to ban it are, and the people that are the loudest voices against it are, large consumers of the product?
A demon for Jesus.
Well, I'm already critical of the way that they describe themselves as addicted because, I engage with these communities a lot online, and often people will call themselves
If you're going
addicted,
to
these
be,
really outspoken people, and then you ask them how often they watch porn, and it turns out they watch it
evil for
once a week
Jesus.
or once a month. So it's kind of like this
And be evil to
self-perceived
evil.
level of addiction, which I
Jesus
don't think
Christ
would
is
ever
also God
actually
and
match
also
up
loves
to
you at
any
your
kind of medical
darkest.
definition of addiction. But those probably they
So,
probably
yeah.
do tend to be the loudest voices in the community. But I know there's also a lot of women who are staunchly against porn and stuff. So those people would be included even though they don't watch porn.
Any follow up there, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm sure that some are.
All right, fair enough. Let's carry on. So, thank you so much for your super chat there, Cinematic Jurassic,
Carry
Wrongful Rage,
on,
Will
carry
Games,
on.
Mario Pissed Off. We're going to carry on. You too, Justin Henley, Sunflower, even more.
I chicken.
But yeah, we're going to carry on into some of the new super chats. Thank you, everybody. Dylan Dishner says, when Andrew asked her to define rural utilitarianism, sorry, gee, I can't talk. Diddley's diddler voice started shaking hard.
Yeah, she never did.
I have a bit of a cold, so that's why I've been muting.
No, you just didn't know what utilitarianism is. If you do, like, I'm actually willing to stop right now and listen again to
That was kind of weird.
utilitarianism is.
I already did earlier, so I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, because you can't, because...
That's what
I already did
happens
it earlier. I gave you 2 examples.
Earlier you did not give us rule utilitarianism.
when
You
the
gave us
cookie
a
crumbles.
deontological system. What is rule utilitarianism?
So there's like a set rule of
Rule
morality and like
utilitarian.
operating under the utilitarianism
I don't
framework
even know, but she
is
didn't know what that was
basically essentially
either.
about maximizing well-being and reducing harm. But then there's also like these set rules, like I mentioned.
She's
So
just saying, oh,
we
well-being.
probably shouldn't shoot
well-being
baby
and
Hitler because that
harm.
would be in violation of a rule.
They're dead. I feel like we as
Alright.
humans have become so desensitized.
That was
All
nice.
right.
Cool. Would you like to define it?
Okay.
I just did. Would you like to define it instead if you think I'm wrong?
No.
Let's
This
do
video
No,
this.
like,
sounds you
I would like you
recommended,
to
you may have
define
no
it. I'm
experience
asking
with
you to.
icebergs.
Well, that's-
If you are experienced with icebergs and just want to watch the video,
So
go to this 10
you
seconds.
aren't
An
going to?
iceberg is basically a tier list that begins with most known facts and
Okay.
ideas of a topic,
I'll just
dropping all the way
Are you
down
looking
to
it up?
least known facts.
Okay.
In this video, I'm going to be going
Let's
over
do
the
that.
disturbing website iceberg provided by Reddit user Mitch_Green4TDS1 game. This iceberg goes in depth on some of the internet's most disturbing websites. Now,
Wait,
this
well, let's do back a little.
Well, I mean, I think there's all kinds of
you may have no
things
experience with
that.
icebergs. If you are
I mean, it's not like there's just a
icebergs
couple.
and just want to watch
So
the
many
video,
What?
go to this
throughout the
timestamp.
Old
An
Testament
iceberg
that
is basically
it's
a tier
more
list
than
that
just,
begins
hey,
with
could we
most
find
known
it
facts and
more than
ideas
this
of a
calendar?
topic, dropping all the way down
What
to
the
least
heck,
known facts.
Elon?
In this video,
There's a
I'm going to be going over the
genetic
disturbing
lineage that has to
website
happen.
iceberg provided by
I mean,
Reddit
there's
user
certain- let me give another example. I mean,
TDS1 game. This iceberg
there's
goes
the prophecy
in depth
not
on
just
some
about
of the
Jesus,
internet's
but
Oh
most
my
disturbing
gosh.
websites.
world
Now, this
would
iceberg
honor his
won't go
mother.
into any onion links
So,
for anybody that browses the dark web. This video
trick
and the
everybody
iceberg
into
in its
honoring,
entirety only includes
Mary.
links that you
I mean,
can
Jesus,
visit
Mary
on the
prophesied,
browser on the
all,
internet. While
they
that
will,
might
everybody will
confuse you
call
off
me
the
blessed.
video, there's actually quite an abundance of websites that make my skin crawl from either how disturbing, random, or creepy their vibe was. All the links for the websites will be left in the description for you to check out. Also, just a disclaimer,
No, I'm
What is-
saying,
iceberg video, which
I'm
means
saying
that I'm
the
not going to
prophecy
be going
specifically
in
says
depth
that
on these websites.
nations
I always
will
get a lot
honor
of
that.
comments asking why I don't
Did
go
they
I don't
trick everybody
understand
into that?
sometimes.
When Jesus says that when I'm lifted up, I will draw all
easily
nations
have
to
their own
myself.
30 to 40
You not understand
videos.
that's a
I'm trying my
prophecy.
best to
It's not
make
just a
short,
question of can we
concise
find a guy
explanation
like
for
in
each
Life
entry.
of Brian
One last thing I have to
born in this
address
village
is
and
what
act
an
this way.
ARG is.
There's all these
This
other
term comes up a lot in this video.
amazing
An
elements
ARG
that
is
also
short
are
for an
part of this.
alternate
For
reality
example,
game.
all these
Usually
prophecies that
games
talk
are
about the
fun,
nations
online
worshiping the
interactive
God of
games
Israel.
that start
How
with
would all the
someone
Gentile
leaving a
nations
clue
worship the God
in
of
a
Israel?
video,
And if that does
post,
occur,
or on
it's
some
said to be
social
one of the
media
key
platform.
signs of the
Then
Messiah
from
has
there,
come. Do you
people
understand
take
what
that
I'm saying?
clue and solve riddles upon riddles, finding weird websites, finding weird phone numbers, eventually leading to an end goal. An example I bring up all the time
It doesn't matter what
that
the Jews
happened
say.
with the Dark Knight franchise. An ARG was made up by Warner Brothers to promote the movie in which people were given a fake $1 bill with the Joker's face on it at Comic-Con. The bill then led them to a website, which led them to a location. at
Okay, so
Comic-Con.
now you're just asserting all this
The
stuff.
guy
What's
had
your
a phone
actual
number that
evidence
people
for that?
call.
You're saying
All
they
this
would say
interactive
some
play
people
was
would
done in
what
order
are
to
you
promote the movie. Some ARGs have an end goal in mind, such as the Poochie and Pansy ARG, which led people to search for a fictional figure known as the Gigadiddle.
Well, I mean,
while
so now
others
it's a
are
question of do you
just done
accept
for
the
figuring out
Person
clues
is gonna
without a
get
real
screwed.
behind. Remember this
So
term
what's-
as
what
it
is-
comes
so
up
you have a
widely
worldview,
lot
I
throughout
guess,
the video.
of what-
This
what's your
iceberg
position?
has well over 100 entries, so if you have to clean your room,
On
do your
everything,
homework,
or
or need
just
to get
on
some work done from home, I suggest leaving the video on and
do
listening to the
that.
audio. And as per usual, there's going to be no jump scares or sudden shifts in the
No
audio.
jump scares.
Now sit back and relax while I dive deep into the
Everything
contents
is
of this iceberg.
Okay,
Kicking
let's
it off with layer
do
1, Most of layer 1 isn't disturbing stuff, but more so
Why
websites
does it
that are
take so long to
high
load
point
sometimes?
lgroove.im. Lgroove is a website that archives those interactive Google Easter eggs that happen every so often. From fan favorites like the Pac-Man game that was playable on Google.com to other fun Easter eggs like the Zerd Rush game, where you fight an army of viruses on your screen by clicking
Oh
on
well.
them. There are 24 Easter egg versions of Google that have been archived on the website, and every single one works perfectly from my experience. Some of my personal favorites are Google Gravity, which applies gravity to everything on your screen, Google Tilt, which slightly turns the page askew, and the Hidden Dinosaur games in Google Chrome. Not much else needs to be said. Moving on. BoardButton.com. BoardButton.com is one of those websites that your friend shows you in class when you guys finish your assignment and wanted to goof around. The site simply displays a button that says bored, press the button, and has a monologue written applying to those that are bored. Pushing the button redirects you to various games like Flappy 2048, which is a bootleg version of a game that is a mix between 2048 and Flappy Bird, Crazy Card Trick, which is just a simple magic trick, and other various websites that are just there to ease your boredom. I found this site to be very similar to another website I know called the Useless Web. The only difference is that this website redirects you to entertaining websites, while BoardButton.com simply keeps you on the same website the entire time. If you got time to waste, go on either one of these websites.
We're just showing the absurdity of the non-theistic.
IsItChristmas.com. This website literally tells you if it's Christmas or not. That's it. If you click on the website when it's not Christmas, it will simply display the word no in big bold letters. And if you thought something spectacular would happen when Christmas comes, you're dead wrong. It just shows the word yes in the same exact fashion. One weird thing that people have found, though, is that in the coding of the website, the creator bothered to write lines of code.
Why would I listen to your arguments about
depression, like this one that says died from lack of heartbeat, or
Are
this
we
one that simply
supposed to
states
like it?
let death take me.
There's an
However,
audio
this is not
number.
why this site is on this list. It's just another random website.
I love her even though she did something bad.
You fell asleep watching a DVD.com. Anyone born in the late 2000s might not understand this, but if you ever owned a DVD player, you should be able to relate to this website. You fell asleep watching a DVD.com is a website that simulates that moment when you wake up after watching a movie, only for the DVD player to be playing on repeat. The funny thing about this is how relatable the website actually is. I can't tell you how many times I fall asleep watching a movie with my family, only to wake up an hour later with all the lights off and the DVD menu blaring on the television. This website lets you pick between 8 different DVDs: Pride and Prejudice, Punch Drunk
An
Love,
internal
Bucket List,
critique is not a
Terminator 2, Van Wilder, Harry Potter 3, The Ben Stiller Show, and Born Supremacy.
You're not in a position.
The thing that I found that was super cool about this website is that it actually plays the real menu
because you're
from
using
each of
things
these
that are
DVDs.
unjustified.
From the visuals on the TV to
What's your
even the
account of
music
money?
and the sounds that emit from the television. Very relatable website that brought back some very weird nostalgic memories of the time before Netflix was a thing. Leave a comment below if you remember that bittersweet feeling of waking up to a
do an
TV
internal
menu
critique
like this.
without relying
Moving
on
on.
something like
Akinator.com. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the Akinator is. Akinator.com is a 20 questions type of game where you choose something to think of, whether it's something random like a celebrity or even something obscure like a side character in a video game. No matter what it is, the Akinator tries its best to narrow down its answer and eventually guesses what you're thinking of. When the Akinator first came out, it wasn't too amazing at
There's no such
guessing
thing as
ideas.
there's no such
However,
thing as
the game learns each time someone plays it by constantly calibrating and
No,
adjusting
logic
itself to
is
get
not
better results in
my
the future.
system.
Nowadays,
Logic
yes,
is a
random
universal
obscure
category
stuff like
used for
putting
argument
it's too late at 4 a.m. in the Rugrats. It's pretty random, but the website somehow knows. Moving on. Creepypasta.com. Not going to spend too much time on this one. Creepypasta.com is a website that simply archives every single creepypasta that has ever been created. If you don't know what creepypastas are, they are
yeah.
short stories that are
Okay, so
posted
I
to
have
lots of
another
different websites that tell
video
a story that's
after.
meant to creep you out in some way. Hence the name Creepypasta. The website compiles all the stories from all over the internet into one central hub for people to
Oh, you
LinkedIn
can't
in their
explain
free
that.
time.
You're not in a
Anyone
position.
can submit their
You're
own
not getting.
story.
You
The
can't make
website even
sentences.
ranks the top
You're not in a
stories.
position
That's
to
basically it for this
justify
one.
the
Moving
usage
on.
in making sentences. It's even
Icechewing.com.
more radical.
Icechewing.com is a forum website based
So
on,
why should I
you
listen
guessed
to
it,
anything that
chewing
proceeds from
ice.
mouth when
At
your
first I
worldview
couldn't tell
has
if
no
this was
account for
someone
logic,
trolling with
sentence,
fake
meaning
forum
at all?
posts, but due to the amount of posts that are actually on the site, I can only assume that everyone that posted on here genuinely loves chewing ice. There are tons
I
of
wanna know,
stories
what
where
do you
people
say?
claim to
Feel
have
like
developed
that's a
an
fallacy.
addiction to ice chewing, to others explaining their best way to make good ice. The sheer amount of posts was pretty odd considering the topic at hand. There are well over 2,000 posts on the site with a total of 4,292 members. It doesn't look like anyone can become a member nowadays,
that's
but
the
there does
transcendental
still
argument.
exist
That's
a
the argument
login
that we
feature on the website for those
I'm trying to
lucky enough to
reframe
have
it
an
into
account.
something
The last
other than
post
the
appears to
very
have been made in May of 2017 with no other signs of life on the site.
Mm-hmm.
There does appear to be users browsing the website according to this nice who is online counter
I
at the
think
bottom.
ultimately it's
Moving on. MrDube.com. This is where I feel the website started getting a little bit weird. Mr. Dube is a collection of various mini games, I would say. I really don't know what to call these, but basically, the website has this collection of cards at the top, and clicking on any one of them changes the activity on your screen. As of right now,
Wait,
the
did I
available
not follow
activities
you?
I saw when researching are as follows. The multi-user sketchpad where everyone on
Wait,
this tab
no.
can draw on a white case.
Oh, I refollowed her.
Sketches, which does plays crazy 3D animation. Obsidian. This one plays a weird music video for an upbeat techno song. Beach balls. This one creates beach balls every time you click. Google Space, the Google Gravity ripoff. Webcam displacement, which is the one that I didn't actually play because I didn't want it to use my webcam, so I don't know what it does, but I can only imagine. Magic Dust, which just lets you play with Magic Dust, and you have the ability to change the size and color of it. Winning Solitaire. This tab was actually pretty hilarious. It just plays the winning animation for Solitaire each time you click. Voxels Liquid, which is one of the weirder parts of the site. This one just follows your mouse around, creating these weird square waves. Sphere. This one's just a spinning sphere. Clouds. Just shows clouds. Disturb. This one distorts any image you drop inside of it. Voxels. Minecraft Wannabe tab. Internet Explorer 6, which just generates the Internet Explorer error message over and over again. Or they say another music type animation. Plane deformations, which is just very fucking trippy. I mean, good God, every time you click on this one, it changes to something else. Water type, which just lets you type in waves. 3JS, a collection of artwork. Harmony, a solo version of the Sketchpad. Zoom Blur. This one just lets you simulate creating an eclipse. Roto Zoomer.
I am an evil
In and out of this weird
larva
image of what I think is Satan.
that will parasite and corrupt others with the light of God from the darkness.
Are water remix, water, and then 3 tabs that are called branching. All of these basically entail the same exact thing, which is showing a prefixed obscure animation that you can mess with by simply clicking on the website. Finally, we have the last 2 tabs, which are 3D waveform and checkbox painter. 3D waveform is literally a 3D waveform of an audio titled Slumber by EEPL. Checkbox painter is also exactly that. It's a painting tool that lets you click and drag to draw, but instead of using normal lines, you use checkboxes. That's all the tabs on the website. I mean, what a freaking website. I can't even imagine how much work went into this one. Very obscure, but you guys will see that later down this list that this one isn't even scratching the surface for how big and crazy some of these websites can get. But I will say some of the animations on this site are very freaking cool because of how hard they are to comprehend. Props to the man himself, Mr. Dube, for creating such a big unit of a website. Moving on.
Alright, I'm gonna skip a little.
Invites you to anonymously share your own personal secrets. There are many other links to obscure websites like the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster or HomestarRunner.com. Majority of the links do work, but unfortunately, a handful of them either have had their videos taken down or the website's domain wasn't renewed. Moving on. Zor.de. Going onto this website will bring you to an all-black screen with a selector on the bottom that says previous or next. Clicking on either one will randomly show you a white screen and play a random song that the website has in store for you. Most of the songs don't seem to be in the same category. I got some techno songs played here and there, with some other disturbing slow songs thrown into the mix. Nothing too creepy here. Moving on. StaggeringBeauty.com. Staggering Beauty is a website that tracks your mouse and
This is
moves
kinda
this
hard.
weird-looking thing to follow your mouse movements. Now, before I explain what the weird part of this website is, I have to give you all a light-flashing epilepsy warning because this website goes fucking crazy. Date.info. Deathdate.info is one of those websites that predicts the date of your death. Pretty self-explanatory. The thing that separates this website, in my opinion, is how much information they take down from you before calculating your death date. I'm sure that the website doesn't actually do anything with this information, but it does add to the overall scary nature of calculating your death date. Even though it's just a phony website, I've always been too scared to actually calculate my own information through it. Leave a comment below if you share this same mindset. Moving on. Simulation-arguments.com. The Simulation Argument is a website dedicated to archiving the best pieces of information regarding the idea that we are living in a computer simulation. That's basically all there is to it. I browsed through a good amount of links hoping to find something very creepy, but that's basically all there was. Moving on. Stealthboats.com. Stealthboats.com is just another fun website when you understand the joke. The website looks completely empty with only a few lines of text at the top that read stealthboats.com, your free resource for stealth boat pictures. Stealth boats cannot be seen by radar or humans. The obvious joke here is that the website is blank, but this line of text suggests that it isn't blank. You just can't see it. I'm sure everyone that's watching this understands that, even without me having to explain it, but hey, you never know. Another thing to note about this website is there is a hyperlink at the bottom that says more pointless sites, and it takes you to this website called pointlesssites.com. This one is also another website that just puts you around to other pointless websites. Put more RAM.com.
Download more RAM, Endless Horse, Rand Idiot, PogoStick.org, Skunk.net, PlaneCrashInfo.com, ThisMan.org.
Thisman.org is a website dedicated to the people of the world who claim to have seen this man in their dream. A quick history on who this is. This picture is a fathoms up
Sorry, but
picture
Jesus
of
is more important.
whose philosophy merits rigorous analysis in its own right. At the center of Jesus' teachings is the concept of the kingdom of God. Philosophically, this is not merely an eschatological event, but a reordering of ethical priorities and a new mode of social existence. The kingdom of God, in Jesus' formulation, inverts worldly hierarchies. The last shall be the first, and the first the last. It is a realm where values such as humility, mercy, peacemaking, and justice supersede dominance, violence, and pride. This idea represents a radical ethical vision rather than a political blueprint. It posits that the moral order should not reflect power structures or material success, but should instead embody compassion, equality, and spiritual integrity. Jesus' parables, such as the Good Samaritan and the prodigal son, illustrate the moral inversion by highlighting unexpected agents of virtue and grace. Philosophically, this challenges both utilitarian and honor-based ethical systems by proposing that true moral worth lies in intention,
Jesus Christ is
in a
God,
disposition,
loves you at your darkest.
and
And
unconditional
if you're
love.
going to be evil, be
Perhaps the
evil to
most
evil,
distinct
and be evil for Jesus.
philosophical contribution
And another good thing I'm
is his ethic
grateful to be LDS is
agape,
that you can forgive your
a Greek
enemies
term
without
denoting
you
selfless,
wanting having
unconditional love.
anything to do with them.
In the sermon
Our
on the Mount,
forgiveness isn't the
Jesus
same as
instructs
Jesus is.
Love
Yes,
your
you should
enemies
forgive
and pray for
for
those who
yourself so you
persecute
don't
you.
have hatred inside
This
your
is a
heart, because
profound
then you start
ethical
to
principle
make
that
mistakes
moves
you
beyond
normally wouldn't.
reciprocity,
But
tribal loyalty,
that doesn't mean to be
or
abused or
utilitarian
let them off
calculation.
the hook either.
Instead, it calls for a radical openness to the other, including the hostile
So
and
yeah,
even the undeserving. From a philosophical perspective, this ethic parallels certain strains of existentialism and phenomenology,
Jim Punk.
in which the self is understood as fundamentally relational and responsible for the other.
Like,
Agape demands an active choice, not a sentimental feeling. It is
yeah, love is not an accident.
the intrinsic worth. This challenges not only
He's correct about that.
self-interest or honor. Agape, as Jesus articulates it, becomes a metaphysical principle,
Yeah,
a reflection of the divine order.
the command. Yeah, it's not passive submission. Alright. Yeah, no duh. What? Oh, I think I kinda see why. I see what's going on.
This is not passive submission, but a form of moral resistance that redefines
Okay.
power relations. In advocating non-violent resistance, Jesus introduces a critique of domination and coercion. He offers an alternate vision
Pull that up a little bit.
service rather than control. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. This philosophy of servant leadership undermines classical and imperial
So I'll just put this restarted,
power is
and
equated
then I'll go back after. Because Jesus is more important
reflects a
than
revaluation
this.
of values reminiscent of later thinking, like Meachew, though arriving at different conclusions.
So I like your disturbing
Where
website.
Meachew deconstructs
Iceberg Explained. Your
Jesus
everyday
upholds
theorist.
humility and weakness as sources of true strength.
But Jesus is much more
This
important.
paradoxical redefinition of power invites
God
reflection
bless
on the
everyone.
limits of
God bless
force
Jesus.
and the possibility of transforming society through moral rather than violent means. Jesus' philosophy
Jesus Christ, Son of
presupposes
God,
a dynamic view
have Lord,
of
have
human
mercy on
nature.
me, a
He
sinner.
recognizes the brokenness and potential within each individual. His frequent use of healing as metaphor
Jesus is my
speaks to a view of the
wife,
self that is
my
capable
bride,
of
the bridegroom.
grace,
He loves me at my
forgiveness,
darkest.
self-knowledge.
He loves me for me.
Jesus' call to
And in
repent
the end,
signals a philosophy
if you can't beat death, then essentially death is your
He
God.
focuses not on external conformity to
Jesus was with me when nobody
but
else
on the
was.
orientation of the heart. In the Beatitudes, he blesses the pure in heart, suggesting that ethical life is not merely behavior, but interior. This anthropology stands in
He
contrast
went out like a
to
boss and
legalistic
came
or
back
deterministic
like one.
views.
Also, even though I am black, I do believe
While
Jesus
acknowledging
Christ
human
was
frailty,
white. Maybe not European
his
white,
interaction
but I do
with
think
tax
he was
collectors,
white.
prostitutes,
I think he can be
and
whatever
outcasts
race or
show
color
a consistent
he
emphasis
wants.
on individual
but
transformation
he is the
over
word
social stigma
of God.
or moral condemnation. Jesus' use
No
of
man
parables
can have two masters.
reflect a distinct
That's true.
epistemology
Eventually
and
pride
philosophy
takes over.
of
It's
language,
not an intellect problem.
rather
It's a
than
pride
offering
problem.
abstract propositions or legal codes. He communicates through metaphor,
And I love him.
and paradox. This mode of teaching respects the complexity of moral truths and resists reductionism. Philosophically, this approach aligns with traditions that emphasize limitations of language and the
Even if you
necessity
strip him of his
of
divinity,
lived experience.
he's still a philosopher. One that was very influential. He has the most followers at 2.8 billion.
They are less about
He is
delivering
God.
information than about provoking transformation. The
The
kingdom
Alpha
of God,
and the Omega, the beginning
like a
and the
mustard
end.
seed, or like yeast hidden in dough. Images that require contemplation and imagination. This narrative method acknowledges that truth is not always grasped through analytical reasoning alone, but through holistic engagement.
Agora, I might have to sub to
anticipates
him.
later philosophical movements that emphasize a narrative
Wait, Nazi did
hermeneutics
occultism. I
and
didn't
the
know
embeddedness
this.
of meaning.
Maybe they did.
While often read as apocalyptic, Jesus' eschatology can also be understood philosophically as a reorientation of temporal awareness. He speaks of a future fulfillment, but insists that the kingdom of God is also within and at hand. This dual temporality creates an ethical imperative in the present.
HH.
Jesus calls his followers
Is it true
to
that
live
all
as
white
if the
Aryan
kingdom were
societies
already realized.
were better? Ancient Greece and ancient
Realized
Rome.
eschatology
There was many bad things, and
functions philosophically
you know,
as a mode of
they went to war with
anticipatory
each other even though they were all
effort. A
white.
cult to embody
Most people probably didn't have a good life.
future's ideals in
The
present
Vikings,
action.
they pillaged each other,
It rejects
and,
fatalism and disengagement,
followed just
urging ethical
paganism, and
vigilance
then
and transformative
they
action.
can't find an objective standard.
Such
Pagans
orientation
also can't do it.
influences how individuals relate to time,
And so
history,
Hitler also
and
killed his own
responsibility.
people,
It encourages a hopeful
even
realism
though I think
grounded not
maybe he
in
didn't, or
deterministic
maybe he
progress,
did. Fact of the
but
matter
in
is,
intentional
he was on
commitment to
drugs.
embodying
He
values.
looked cool while doing it, but he lost. He was
Jesus
on drugs.
redefines the relationship
He
between law
wasn't consistent. He had no
while not
lights
abolishing
in his army and the
he
military.
interprets them
He
lens
sent
of love
Jews
and conscience.
to Palestine in the Havara Agreement.
All the law and the prophets had
He might have been
used to
like
command
some Jewish
love
himself.
God and love your
He had
neighbor.
a lot of stuff that perhaps probably,
This is a move towards
you know, I
ethical
think many
universalism
Hitler
without
fanatics
It places the burden of
misinterpret
discernment
him.
on
They
the individual
worship him as God. And then when I show the contradictions, many of them just say you're a Jew, you're black,
In doing so,
or something else,
Jesus affirms
which
the moral
doesn't
autonomy
actually
of the
get to the
person,
heart of
while
the
Greeks
issue I have
autonomy
with him.
in
He
relation
even
to
killed
responsibility.
Hitler, and the Nazis killed their own white
This
people
philosophical vision
with the
contributes to later developments
T4
of
Action
particularly
program where they
traditions
sterilize
emphasize the primacy
people,
of conscience,
and they sterilize their own.
obligation, and the integration of freedom with responsibility.
Not only do they sterilize
Jesus' teachings
other
on
people,
community,
they sterilize their own.
reconciliation,
They even killed,
forgiveness,
Polish,
and mutual
which
responsibility.
Hitler
He
ironically,
introduces a restorative
or
model of justice
unironically, didn't
in which the
consider
goal is
they,
not punishment,
he didn't consider them white, I guess.
the instruction to forgive
So he only cared
1777
about you, I guess, really, if you were useful
is
to
less
him.
a quantitative
And if you
measure
weren't, if
than
you
a
were disabled,
qualitative
he would just kill
imperative
you and
to
then
cultivate
justify
a
it.
disposition of mercy. Forgiveness in this
Not to
context
say
is
that
not forgetfulness
I don't
or
think powerful
passivity.
people don't control it,
It is an
but
active commitment
being
to
correct
healing
about one thing
and the refusal
doesn't
to
negate
allow
what
past wrongs
another
to
person
define
is
present
correct about
and
you,
future.
not acknowledging what they have to say as well.
This has significant philosophical implications for theories of justice, memory, and identity.
And I've read
Informing
Mein Kampf.
communities based on mutual care and shared responsibility, Jesus articulates a vision of sociality that transcends tribal, economic, and hierarchical
I mean, I
boundaries.
don't know. I
His
think
call
something
to
about the
love your neighbor
Havara Agreement
as
and
yourself
sending Jews to
becomes the
then
cornerstone
Palestine
of
is
a new ethical community
something about that
based
is
on
not.
shared humanity
It's just not very.
rather than blood,
It's kind of strange.
status, or nation. The philosophy of Jesus Christ, stripped of theological accretions or polemical frames, emerges as a coherent and deeply challenging ethical vision. Rooted in unconditional love, non-violence,
But I
and
believe in
radical
freedom
humility,
of speech,
Jesus'
free will,
teachings
freedom of
provide
speech, because
ongoing
I don't get
philosophical
bothered by much. People just need to
He
stop taking
redefines power,
things personally.
transforms
People
ethical
need to stop taking
expectations,
it, getting offended,
and offers a vision
and
of human
people
flourishing
have to know their own
grounded
weak points,
in relationality,
just so
compassion, and hope.
that people
In
will
examining Jesus as a philosopher,
understand that
we find
I think
not
Jesus
a
is the main
system builder
character
in
here.
the classical
I mean,
sense,
even Hitler was moved
but
by
a moral
Jesus.
revolutionary whose ideas
It kind of goes to show you
converge
something.
His emphasis on interior transformation, social justice, and the metaphysics of love provides fertile ground for reflection across cultures, traditions, and disciplines. Rather than closing discussion, Jesus' philosophy opens a horizon of ethical and existential inquiry
Hitler
that
was he the
even
Wotan?
to this day to inspire and challenge humanity.
Yeah, Jesus Christ is someone who I'll never run away from. Because he loved me when nobody else could.
Mike, what's up, Mike?
Alright, let's go. Okay, now we can continue.
Hey, just wondering if you got any evidence for the thing that you pulled up.
Unnatural objects or creatures
I think
that
there's
appear
Okay.
reality.
evidence, sure.
Usually a post on the SCP Wiki will start
Okay,
with
what's
people
up?
thinking that he might be an
I make the
all-powerful
transcendental
creator,
argument that if God
manifesting
doesn't
himself
exist,
in dreams,
then
while
reasoning,
others
logic,
believe that this
ethics
man is
become
so common
impossible.
due to the
And by
man's
impossible, I
face
don't mean
being
that
very
people
generic,
don't do them.
to
I
the
say,
point that it's
I mean
just your
impossible in the
brain's
sense that
version
there's
of
not a
the average
justification
man.
for doing and believing those things.
Agora, huh? He seems pretty good.
Okay, so you're trying to say that these things are grounded in this God thing?
Yes.
Okay, why can't we just ground it in just reality itself?
I don't put Jesus as a
The idea that
philosopher.
reality
'cause
itself has some kind of
It's,
intellectual
it would be,
conceptual
he's a
content.
cheat code.
I think that
You could just basically put Jesus for
say
everything,
reality itself
and he
is a
wouldn't be
metaphysical
wrong.
claim. So we're asking for the grounding of metaphysics itself. So we need something more than just a metaphysical claim to ground metaphysics.
He's the most influential human ever, the best human, the best God. And he's willing to do things. His strength of character was better. He's been willing to do things. He just has the ability to draw many people to him, but even the best humans couldn't.
Doesn't make sense how logic
And he did it in a way that was so different than everyone else.
and that's the best way to explain how
the historical Jesus, the divine Jesus,
Material conceptual
and the psychological Jesus, the Christ consciousness. Jesus is probably all those things. Christ-like, I would say, behavior is just what Carl Jung was getting to. But even if you go the Gnostic route, Jesus Christ isn't just some guy. He is the guy.
immediately puts us in a position where there's all kinds of logical problems for trying to ground logic in the human mind. For
He
example,
is
my mind is not your mind. So to just say that it's in the human mind,
higher than the highest, the best of the best, the one who never lost, the one who can't be tricked. People keep trying to catch him off guard. They will never catch him off guard.
because we agree on it doesn't give you justification. So those are because those are fallacies.
Why does it give us justification?
Cross division.
Because they're the two things that you said are fallacies.
A mustard seed, huh?
To just do something doesn't provide justification for how and why that thing is. That's a fallacy. I mean, you're laughing, but it's a fallacy.
Well, I think he does.
The other
I
one,
think
you're
Jesus
just saying it
being
feels like,
God.
again, these are arbitrary conjectures.
He also has historical evidence. Tacitus, Josephus,
That doesn't provide
the Jesus is God inscription, and much more. He has non-evidence, historical backing of non-biblical, non-Jews, Pliny the Younger, Pilate's letter, and more.
Using an axiom doesn't, okay, again, use doesn't matter. Use doesn't grant you justification. Because I could use all kinds of
Okay, maybe I should,
we do all kinds
but you know what, I'll just subscribe to it. Agora.
That's not a good reason to believe it, because it's used. No, I didn't just add God to the equation. I made a specific argument that a specific
Lovecraft.
immaterial invariant thing, a universal concept, requires a certain type of universal being to ground it. It's a very precise that is the justification for the existence of logic. Human minds don't give you, human minds don't grant you the justification because human minds are finite, and your move is a reduction. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of this, but a human mind is finite. It doesn't give you the grounding because a human mind is finite. You can't justify because it's a universal. Do you know? Because it's a universal. Is the human mind?
The disturbing part of the website is when you look at the paranormal section.
What does that even mean? Basic terms.
To the devil.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So it doesn't provide justification.
It's honestly pretty interesting.
Reality.
But
Exactly what happened.
I don't think Hitler was fully evil either. Also, I don't like how they got rid of Nick Fuentes or Alex Jones' YouTube channel. It's like, that's not free speech. It's not freedom.
I mean, I don't agree with you on tag, really, the transcendental argument. Epistemically, but others.
So it's like, that's kind of messed up.
have any other Roman Catholic right now. What do you disagree with?
Oh, I'm not Roman Catholic.
No, I'm saying that there's not any other Catholics in line to speak, so go ahead and make your point.
So usually when it comes to the transcendental argument related to God, I have a couple of questions about the assumptions of it. Does it assume that that God has some sort of obligation towards us when it comes to our rational faculties, that they must correspond to reality?
Sure.
So God does have obligations to us.
Oh wait, you said does God have obligations? I don't know what is that? I don't know what that means.
Is it necessary that God makes people basically rational, that our rational faculties correspond to reality as it is? And Because,
Well,
you know,
if by necessary you mean did God choose to set up the world that way because we're made in His image, and that thus we are rational like Him? Yes. If by necessary you mean was He under some sort of constraint of essentialism that He had to produce beings that way? No, because He created beings that are not rational. So
Okay,
no necessity to create
I kind of
all
want to play
beings that way, but He
Splitgate right
chose to
now.
make man in His image, and so man has then a corresponding faculty of reason, which allows him to understand and study the world, and that the principles of the world match up to what's in man's mind.
An hour.
so, okay, so
We still have like an hour and 20
grand
minutes.
narrative of biblical scripture, of revelation, with God like Imago Dei in relation to
I
the
think until
logos.
this is over.
And
Sure.
okay, so I can kind of see. It's
Okay,
not
but what's the problem for tagging?
Well, people can just
usually
watch
when
it
you are taking
themselves.
the, presuppositional approach. What I usually see some people object with is a type of epistemic fallibilism. Basically, because they're rejecting the foundationalism of an Aristotelian, but they will accept certain things which are necessary for reasons, but other things that like our common sense faculties, like our intuitions towards, let's say, induction, or
Okay, but those are not, that's not the same thing as like an epistemic view of foundationalism. So believing that the world is constructed a certain way,
Alright, I gotta
or that
play
we have, you
Splitgate
could
2
even say we
beta.
have axiomatic beliefs. The problem is not saying that those things exist, it's the account that's given for those things, or the assumption that those things are theory neutral. That's the point of contention. Do you think there's things that are theory neutral?
well, it seems like for someone to
Maybe I
even
should
agree that there are things that you have to presuppose.
Trying to escape.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with it being theory neutral. I mean, a foundationalist and a presuppositionalist and coherentist can all agree that there are fundamental things.
Yeah,
But
so I
there's
agree.
the
See,
difference
I'll
between
play
having
Thunderscape
foundational beliefs
later.
and foundationalism as an epistemology. Those are different things.
Yeah, so I was saying that I agree with you here, right? That there are things that are necessary for you to, be able to do to even have rational discourse. Like there has to be like real resemblances at some level when you talk about cats, dogs, women, men, Aristotle is a man. To even do that syllogism, you need that as a real. You can't just be like
Okay,
concept.
two.
I get that. But it seems as if, how do I say that? Someone doesn't really need to have
You're
certainty
in the
about the
login
viability
queue.
of the faculty
Thank you for
in order
waiting.
to actually use the faculty. You get what I'm saying?
But I can concede that too without conceding foundation.
So you would say, then I would have a question to ask you then. What's
I mean, there's
the,
plenty of people that don't know anything about epistemology and don't know anything about, grounding their,
Hey, what am I doing?
their axioms or whatever. But that really has nothing to do with whether foundationalism is. I mean, the
Alright,
question
let's,
really falls on self-evidence. So, I would say the two main issues are that I've
Wait, we're already at 900p.
you would have to defend that there are things that are theory neutral, and that there are things
It'll
that
be
are
all good.
I just don't understand how anybody could. And I'm not knocking you, but I'm saying if you're familiar with these disciplines and principles, how could you defend that? What's the proof?
yeah, I definitely don't think that these things are in some way self-evidently true. Because that would just fall into the common sense reliabilism of someone like, let's say, Thomas Reed, who would just be like, this is just common sense, right? But, common sense ain't that common. You get what I'm saying?
Alright.
Well, I think common sense, Reed and those kinds of people, the Scottish common sense
Man,
philosophers,
I
like they
kind of
all
miss Splitgate 1 though.
foundationalism, kind of pragmatism. But none of that has
Splitgate's
anything to do
one of my
with
favorite
epistemic justification.
arena shooters of all
They
time.
kind of just dismiss it and hand wave that kind of stuff.
I think the reason why I like it is because it's light, it plays well,
So,
the gunplay feels
when it
amazing,
comes to tag, is
and I
that I
like
don't
the
see it as really
portals and
necessary
stuff. I should play arrows.
Clear or more immediate or self-evident than God.
4, 3, 2, 1.
What is reasoning? How would you give an account of reasoning?
2, 1.
This sort of meta
Wait,
level.
what does the shield
Well,
do?
talking about stuff like, syllogistic reasoning, like talking about logic.
Wait, doesn't it get rid of their shields or something?
Inbound.
Level. What is? How do you give an account of that?
I don't really think
Yeah,
that's
I
so
like
epic,
that.
but I would say that
Then you're admitting my
yeah,
point.
like
Power weapon in the arena.
saying that like participate in certain discourses and get
So this is this
Yeah,
is the
I forgot,
category.
what is
The
it?
use of the thing doesn't equate to just
yeah, but I'm
What
saying
does it do?
justify it. Like it's just it can be wrong. I can be error. It's
Yeah,
like a
that was
fallible type of
horrible.
thing. Like I don't really need to
I
be
don't care.
asserting that this necessary. It leads to skepticism.
hopefully the skepticism is a refutation of skepticism. So I think we missed like what you just said.
Yeah, I'm talking about myself. My view leads to skepticism.
Oh, well, then that's
Got double teamed.
That's a defeater for knowledge.
Well, that's
Well, I'm not gonna
true,
give
but
up
be
on
that you
him.
have to read through how you think about it.
Well, so wait, you're admitting that your position leads to skepticism?
Yeah, I admitted that. Like hypothetical skepticism.
It's surprising. So like,
Yeah,
okay, well, this is why PAG is legit. Because your position
I admit.
is what it leads to. Oh, okay. Well, then, so you don't have to justify. If you don't have to justify knowledge,
Oh, wow.
then that can be arbitrary.
Yeah,
I need to help my team more. Look how I'm playing.
Position I'm in as a person, I would call myself a type of fallibilist. That it's
We are so back.
on. I always believe in like full on stuff.
Okay, well, that's another impossibility because if there's no odds, then you can't predicate the true person's fault. And so the person's bad, not
Oh,
whatever.
that was cool.
Kind of debate.
Power weapon inbound. Double
I
kill.
would disagree with that.
How would you disagree if you just said that you don't believe in all?
Well, the thing is, when it comes to on and talking about truth, I'm not
Heating
saying
up.
that on.
Power weapon inbound.
So there's no
Power weapon in the arena.
logical force
Payback.
Yeah, I'm playing pretty, not too bad right now.
It's, how do I say this? Something not being, you know, that you ought to follow the truth does not necessarily mean that you, that's not particularly true. That's, I think that's a jump in reasoning. So like, that's just because I don't believe in like force, that I ought to X, Y, or Z.
Avenger.
That
Okay, but every argument that you make, you're trying to, the presupposition is that your position is true, and that people have to follow it, and then you're saying, but there's no odds that you ought not to follow it.
Yeah, we are in.
And I guess, there we go. That
was close.
Alright. Dang it. Oh, wow. I kind of like moving up faster a little bit.
Power weapon inbound.
Boom, ba-doom.
New power weapon in the arena. Avenger.
Dang. I'm probably gonna lose, probably.
5 kills to go.
We're almost there. You got this.
3 points to go.
I should have won that, actually.
5 minutes remaining. New power weapon in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the formless .grotto.fake. Right when you get into the site, you can hear someone talking about Jesus Christ and religion. And prior to that, that is true. If it's a famous
Yeah.
You win.
Oh, we won. I thought we lost.
Way to bring home the victory.
I don't think I played that well, though.
So,
this one for me was the creepiest one. Once you get into this site, you are met with this moon.
the issue here is whether or not there's a gun, and you're presenting an argument for the existence of a gun based on the necessity of an explanation for logic.
And that Della Hunty is kind of low IQ.
My response is, you haven't demonstrated that this is a necessity. You've just asserted that the absence of
He might be smart for an atheist, but he has his limits.
problems presuppose that there is an explanation. There's been no demonstration that the laws of logic could have been any other way, or that there's any case that they need some sort of guarantee. And when I try to point this out,
If I do well with all 3 of these classes,
which I is, and I know you raise this objection, but
I will play something else sooner.
as an analogy, that's within, the reality, and
If I want.
yes, it's an analogy.
Team deathmatch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's kind of loud.
This is your moment. Don't waste it. Get the most kill. Bring home the win. Just hold ahead. Don't start now.
Kickoff. Power weapon inbound.
Taking the lead.
Dang. One of them is not even
Power
playing.
weapon in the arena.
Yeah, I'm just getting beat up. Oh my goodness.
And you're right. I acknowledge that at the outset. At the very beginning. Everything to do with your comfort and discomfort of not knowing.
Yeah, I'm kinda not doing so well.
Of course, that's going to be a satisfying answer. And it probably satisfies almost anybody there, as long as they don't care whether or not things are actually true.
We are so back.
Logic, because I'm not yet convinced that logic needs it.
Going through dialogue seems entirely normal. One of the weirdest parts of the site, though, is that all of the lines are actually voice acted, which is very nice. As you click through, you get to this part right here where
How did I lose?
this red background. Clicking on the red balloon takes you to this page. Here you talk to
That was not good shooting.
and then you go through these cinematic dialogue and you meet another creator. This time in the form of a comic. At which point the entire thing ends with a wall of text stating the creator didn't realize
Payback.
right at the end, I lost my train of thought. This entire experience takes over, I'd say, 15 to 20 minutes to go through if you just read
Power weapon inbound.
Alright.
I honestly think it's one of the coolest sites of the kind of this because it really does feel interactive and it feels like an actual free thing to play on your computer. If you and a friend want to go onto the website, go ahead and
New power weapon in the arena.
So So we got the baseball bat.
For the sake of being monetized and saving your eyeballs, I'm not going to keep showing you Meachew on the website because it would definitely let this video be taken down. Also, before we get into the site, I have to give you guys yet another like.
Look at me going around kind of like a beast. Like how Pressiter said.
Power weapon inbound.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know how to special
New power weapon in the arena.
Thank you.
going on about the consequences of denying the lady logic is completely irrelevant because I'm not doing that. You're trying to argue for a foundation behind the laws of logic. That's the part that I'm denying.
We're pulling ahead. Keep it up.
Themselves. And so I would agree, if you deny the laws of logic, then
Keep up the pressure. We're halfway to the goal threshold.
we are forced essentially to recognize these things, and denial of them will lead to chaos. And I'm not doing that at all.
Heating up.
Your bald assertion that there must be a
Yeah, I'm eating
as a skeptic, you have yes, and that's why I'm being so strong. I'm pointing out everyone saying I am convinced of X.
Right.
I am not convinced of X, and I am convinced of not X. As a skeptic, I want to believe as many true things as few false
I need more ammo.
the available evidence of which
Power weapon inbound.
Bam.
zero evidence, as far as I can tell, for any of these things. My position is not the laws of logic are in fact absolutely inviolable.
New power weapon in the arena.
I'm coming back.
You should operate as if they are until the exact time as this demonstration when they're not. These things continually demonstrate and they have a conversation about them. They are as close to
5 minutes remaining.
I think any of us could simply imagine. And so the position is not that they don't require a foundation. And that would be an assertion that I would have to
This might just be another one of those things.
I didn't really I am not yet convinced that they do because I have
Oh, good job.
demonstrated that, and you and I would agree, at least within your worldview, there is one thing that does not require a foundation. And so, given that I'm not sure.
Payback.
One thing that doesn't require things that doesn't require a foundation, or zero things that doesn't require a foundation. Those are things
I ain't got the assist at least. I didn't hit him even once.
Power weapon inbound. Guardian Angel.
Visiting the website brings us this very nasty looking black homepage. It's so disorganized that your eye honestly doesn't know where to
New power weapon in the arena.
I don't see why they have to. The fact that scrolling down further on the site, and you can see background because you don't see a reason why, as if you are supposed to drag it down. I was on the page on the site that looks like a
Close one.
factor. How much is
We try, and if we don't find a justification,
Alright.
we keep track of it.
Power weapon inbound.
Yes. So first of all, I'm sure, please, people who watch this thing don't jam too much to lecture me about skepticism.
What is theomatics, Matt? Theomatics is the idea that God
New power weapon in the arena. 5 points to go.
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes remaining.
The modern scientific skepticism isn't going to address whether or not logic has a foundation. You're talking about almost an ancient Greek logic of skepticism that has been discarded because it leads to
for all I know, it's a satire.
very questions that
Yeah, we're probably gonna lose. If we win, it's going to be by luck.
3 points to go. Heating up.
Tons of information about the Bible and scripture that I can't even believe this website.
That's why they're called okay.
Glennboyd.org. Glennboyd.org is their website dedicated
minutes to go.
We've taken the lead. Keep it up.
That was pretty clutch too.
Absolute clinic. Nothing to note.
I'm the only one on my team that got 2,000. So they did good. Matt Dillahunty can't justify his worldview without going in circles. It do be funny.
Obviously, we all know it's probably in that. I'm not going to say it outright, but these are the types of videos that are on the website. From cartel members being murdered by camera to even deadly bar fights. You can find it all on here. I will say though,
Bingo, bingo, bongo, I don't want to leave the Congo, no, 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 no. Bingo, bingo, bongo.
Some of these, I mean, when I say I don't care what Hume said or White said or anybody else said.
There's a reason why he, like, ran away from Matt. I mean, Andrew Lucen.
I'm talking about what my position is. When we talk about induction,
it has since been taken down.
we live our entire lives by induction. We begin with this assumption that tomorrow is pretty much going to be like today, because the entire history of the world has continued to show that's going to be the case. But we also do it with the recognition that tomorrow is not identical to today, and that there are trends. So,
Bingo,
yeah, you know,
bingo,
I don't expect
bongo.
that the Earth is going to stop spinning on its axis in the next 10 years. But I do have the understanding that it's very likely that, and almost certain that it will stop spinning on its axis at some point. And so when we talk about induction, there's a reason it's
Oh wait, so I did the first one. Good, I might get our ass handed to me, maybe. Alright, so I did good with this one, this one. Alright, it's time for this one. Shotgun. Maybe I will do it for a while. Carbine. The carbine.
Team Deathmatch starts now. 5, 4, 3,
2.
1.
Bring home the victory.
I don't think I will. But, no, I don't think I will.
They're in the lead. Get it back.
Our weapon inbound.
Okay. Oh, he's on the bottom. Thing.
Good kill.
New power weapon in the arena.
I think Splitgate is better than Halo. I just think it feels better and it's more modern and stuff.
That was close.
Not that I don't hate Halo or Quake. I just think Splitgate is a much an upgraded version of Halo. At least that's what I think anyway. But that's just me. Yes, I want to cancel right now. It's kind of annoying. That's true. Well, you're not wrong. Look, look how bad we're losing.
Halfway there.
New power weapon in the arena. So
Yeah, halfway there.
double kill. Payback. Triple kill.
This site is literally one big secret. Whether or not my phone is turned with no clickable links. But what I'm really saying is I'm not going to turn it on because I haven't turned it off yet. And if you don't want to watch, I recommend reason chapters. And so I would argue with my confidence in going in. I know this. And I'm not saying it's very hard. I'm not saying it's no difference because if basically if in philosophy is justified true belief, and it turns out it's not true, then my phone thinks that I could never.
Power weapon
I
inbound.
don't think that's the way most of us use knowledge when we're talking about it. So I just went with knowledge of those things you believe so strongly that if we were trying to have a rule, it would be wrong.
It would be pretty overpowered if we could like
Nice work.
New power weapon in the
use
arena.
portals with this gun power weapon. Then
It seems as though this website is not actually visited quite often, even by today's standards, as there are people reading messages as recent as August 20th and 2021. There's also this jump scare that occurs in the after the this
Avenger. Payback. Double kill. Close call. Triple kill.
I don't think I'm playing too
Power
bad, but
weapon inbound. New power weapon in the arena.
But the author of the site has a mental breakdown to explore this site, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface.
well, that's good to know. I just figured something else out. You can just switch to the other gun.
Very in-depth.
5 minutes remaining.
973 at Namu 973. This website starts off on the page with a triangle shaped code of letters. The only clickable part of
Well, that must be because I'm dual loading.
Payback.
this page with these three obscure strange animated shapes.
Avenger.
These brings you to the main site, which on the surface appears to be like most of the other websites with obscure lettering, random numbers, and nightmare building. Other websites
Double kill.
explanation for the contents on it. The creator of the site has been confirmed to be David Dennison, who is an artist. And all the site are listed for pieces. And it is known
Heating up.
Hmm.
Many users have taken to the internet to unlock the truth behind the site, but I
Closing in on the win. Don't let them get there.
to have this portfolio of artworks together on one site.
They're probably gonna get there, bro.
Power weapon inbound.
Some sort of puzzle to figure out at the end of this. There are just ways to
Yeah, they're gonna get there.
Power weapon inbound. New power weapon in the arena.
So there's a game on
5
Steam
kills
called,
to go.
I forgot, it's like $13 or something. Oh yeah, it's called Quest Board.
3 points to
I'm a
go.
D&D nerd.
Double kill.
Oh, we almost came
Game
back.
over.
Let's say you let them win.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Should I play?
that has made these sites difficult to solve. Moving on.
As a pragmatic sense, because they continue to work and you utilize the same days, the one thing you
site that would don't advertise.
you don't utilize the
16 verse 16 or whatever.
And despite the horrible UI design of the site, it seemed pretty normal.
Yeah, you know what, I'll just do myself one.
Just on the first part of the page, and scrolling down reveals more obscure 3D art pieces that have almost no relevance to the wedding dress business. Other obscure parts of the site include pages about alien conspiracies and a page based around the Salem witch trial. Which is what I talked about.
Oh, yeah, okay, it's all called onslaught.
When I talked about the creator of the site was a man named Sean wrote this book and was called by the reliable metal company to make a website for their business. Instead of just making a website, Sean took it upon himself to create his
Onslaught.
website that was utilizing something that I don't, and props to him, which is a god as a artistic masterpiece. The rabbit hole that Sean has created is
Onslaught Drought, Onslaught Symptom, Onslaught Inferno. Now let's go to Glacier.
This entry is a very simple website with not much to know. The main page is this page that looks like a playable animation of a stone with a pause play button flashing right on the bottom. There's also a something that all of us icon on the bottom right of the site. Pushing the play button causes some very what they old school jazz that they play, which made me feel like I was about somebody for
Damage multiplier. Let's do it bigger.
With another window stating, will you save them? Clicking OK closes the window out and you are back at square one. Some believe this is part of a
24.
with people dissecting the pop-up window that appears, but nothing has ever come of it from what I can tell. I will say though, this one did disturb me a bit more than the other websites just because of how ominous this one feels. Try going on the site at like 1 a.m. with only headphones on and you might understand why I felt so creeped out going on this site.
Alright, score limit off.
This website what is your justification why the law is and my answer is I don't know, because that is the proper skeptical response. You keep, as a skeptic, you must do X, and I'm sitting here telling you, no, that's not what skepticism is in the way that I and most modern skeptics would use it.
Okay, so
What's your justification? And my answer is, I don't know, because for modern skepticism is about anything, and I'll talk about this
if I want infinite, I have to set it to -1. Okay.
And make fallacious leaps with each story as I pointed out before, discomfort with independent website when most of the further evidence I don't know is actually the right answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this since it's custom.
It's just too damn bad. If it's the right answer,
Like, who cares?
it's frustrating because as kids, you know, when you ask your parents why and they say because I said so, that's a crummy answer. I mean, that's the
1.25.
What I see from tag and others is basically a because I said so, only the I is God. But he was just an independent.
And let's go to 1.50.
The God has no explanation. The concept has no explanatory path to resolve it. Was trying to convince us is true. I personally don't believe the Project Pegasus is a real thing because of how complicated real-time travel would be. But there was so much work put into the site and the surrounding sites that makes me not 100%
Let's create a lobby. Let's play now.
This URL was used back in the day when Rick Roll was prevalent. It's basically just a shortened URL of the original Rick Roll video, which was simply titled Rick Roll. Nowadays, people recognize the Rick Roll link as this URL is in XCQ, but back when Rick Roll started, the original URL link was this one. Because of how popular it is,
I wanted to play Onslaught without the... I was doing private match, but I couldn't find it.
Team Deathmatch starts
Team
now.
Deathmatch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow.
Watch out. Most of the teams are trying to rack
You
up
get
the
around faster, but you know what? It's worth it. Because look how big the map is.
They're in the lead. Let's get it back.
That was kind of bad.
Pulling ahead. Keep it up. They're in the lead. Let's get it back.
What?
Kill confirmed. We've taken the lead. Keep it up. Opponent has taken the lead. We just pulled ahead. Don't stop now.
It's reported that he told the therapist that he actually
I don't think the list of crimes and charges could be justified, but claiming that they work is something that I'm 80% agree with. But is that
Airdrop incoming.
is it about under the presuppositions that I listed that I'm presupposing true reality?
They've taken the lead.
What?
I'm saying their presuppositions, which by definition are not justified. If they were justified, we would have freaking presupposed that.
I didn't even know what presupposition that at first. Lag is kinda killing me. Alright, let's go to 720.
Heads up. Airdrop on the way.
Give it a second. Okay. Dude, the lag is like unbearable. What the? Must be the map. Hold on. Let's end the match. Alright. Stadiums in there.
Thinkofanumber.com is a website dedicated to mentalists and being able to read people's minds. But further investigation led us to find out that this page is somehow linked to the bigpineapple.com.
I don't think I've done simulation hectic.
Which has references to the pineapple, which is obviously linked to the big pineapple. The weird thing is that both of these websites keep mentioning the missing figures, which makes me think of missing children, but because the phrase is always plastered above.
Team Deathmatch starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is your moment.
Yeah,
No
let's go.
waiting. Watch out. Multiple victims like to rack up the messenger. Flying first. Enjoy the cake. You're ahead now. Keep up the pace. Opponent has taken the
So
lead.
yeah, it was on there.
Power weapon inbound.
Taking the lead.
Venture.
Taking the lead. Keep it up.
Double kill. Triple kill. New power weapon in the arena. Double kill. Heating up.
Damn.
Triple kill. 4 gone. 5 kills.
Oh wow. See, that was a lag. I'm doing much better now.
Double kill.
information on it, that doesn't appear to be this picture I did
Avenger.
Oh my
Now
gosh.
this one cited a what I expected to see going into the site. Angus
Oh yeah, I forgot the damage multiplier was a thing.
Five kills to go. Double kill.
And I have to have unlimited ammo.
Guardian Angel. 3 kills to go. Double kill. Heating up. 5 points to go.
Do-do-do-do.
Triple kill. Avenger. Double kill. Heating up.
Hi, this is Mark Brown of Game Maker's Toolkit, a series on video game design. Resident Evil 4 has something really I mean, that's an understatement of the game's masterpiece. But I'm talking specifically about the way the game dynamically shifts its level of difficulty to meet your skill. You perform well at the game by avoiding attacks and shooting accurately, and the game will get harder as enemies do more damage and become more aggressive. But if you suck and keep dying or just keep getting hurt, the game will ease off and the Ganados will go down easily and wait around longer to get shot before rushing it. Also, the contents of the crates and barrels shift from being generous to being stingy as you become more skilled. And sometimes, enemies will completely disappear from existence if you're really strong. Here, I've been playing really well. Most of what's on the website is filled when I enter the notorious water bridge and get set back by 9 7 on the ground, 2 crossbow snipers. But then I die a few times, and suddenly the snipers are gone, making this room slightly easier.
Double kill.
Pace with your own skill as a player. Resident Evil 4 helps you slip into a zone that psychologists and game designers call flow, which is the fabled middle ground between a game being so easy it leaves you bored and so hard it makes you anxious or frustrated. While the gradually rising difficulty curve of most linear video games is flying players in that flow state, you can't account for every type of gamer. If the player gets the wrong difficulty,
This is fun though, I'm having
instantly
fun
rob
with
themselves
this.
of a satisfying experience. That's the advantage of a dynamic difficulty setting, which constantly corrects itself to provide an experience that challenges the player without overwhelming her, and it stops them from getting stuck in a rut, but it doesn't let them
I
walk
remember
through the
one
game
time I
like
got 11.
This is, however, not the most clever thing about Resident Evil 4's dynamic difficulty.
Double kill.
The smartest thing is that many gamers watching this video right now are saying to
Mm-hmm.
themselves, wow, I didn't even know the game did that. That may be the point. Capcom never officially stated that the game felt its own difficulty. It's not an option in the menu and it's not in the manual. It wasn't in a trailer or a bullet point in the press release, and designer Shinji Mikami, who would later turn this system into an entire game in the brilliant PS2 brawler God, didn't gather that in interviews. The only real source for the feature's existence, other than the experiences of Resident Evil obsessives, is from an official strategy guide that came out almost a year after the game.
Power weapon inbound.
For to help out if you're struggling, like the Super Con Donkey Kong Country Returns, which clears a tricky level for you if you fail too many times. But many hardcore players are too proud to accept a helping hand, would rather beat their head against the wall in frustration than suffer the indignity of getting free parts, especially when the game actually mocks you for reducing the difficulty. If you die too often and you're feeling never 5, you'll be given the option to wear a goofy chicken hat, which reduces the challenge but makes Snake difficult to complete the third. However, by making the effects subtle and not advertising them to the world, like it did with Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles, Resident Evil 4 gives players all the advantages of dynamic difficulty adjustment without making them feel tactless. Plus, if they don't know that, players can't game the system by intentionally killing or injuring themselves to drop difficulty, which is exactly what speed plays do. Here's a top
I kind of feel like Ender's Game a little.
getting hit in the ski lift and purposefully failing PTEs to reduce the difficulty and therefore make certain areas easier to capture. Resident Evil 4 did not invent the idea of a sliding difficulty scale course. NES and arcade schmuck games now appear serious for doing it back in the 80s, and Remedy applied the idea to a third-person shooter in Max Payne a few years before Capcom had the chance. Left 4 Dead made particularly good use of dynamic difficulty to modulate dramatic tension. Here's Valve's Golden
created a system that tracks each survivor's stress level by watching for events like how much damage are you taking, how many zombies have you killed near you, and so on. If a survivor's stress level gets too high, the system will step in and forcibly throttle back the zombie population system to make sure the team gets a break.
Triple kill. Heating up.
Uprising and Super Smash Bros. Have an interesting system where
5
you essentially
kills.
place a bet on a difficulty level that you think will finish the stage out. If you succeed, you get a big payout, but if you fail, you lose a bunch of yourself and get knocked down to an easier difficulty level until you can beat the game. And Flow, which is named after that psychological zone, lets you manually moderate your level of difficulty by choosing when to delve into deeper waters by clicking on a red organism, and when to retreat to safety by matching the blue one. It's a bit like deciding whether or not to grind for a while in an RPG. But the
And I stayed alive for a while.
small, and most of them advertise to the world, like Sin the big song dance.
Just jumping in the air just makes you a target.
But I think this is something that game designers should keep on the down low. Don't make it a press release or a blog post. Keep it a secret. You want to let players reap the benefits of a sliding difficulty scale that keeps perfect pace with their skill level and helps remove areas of boredom or frustration. But you also want to avoid the drawbacks of hardcore gamers getting cranky and others spoiling their own experience by the system. And yes, I do realize there are many games that use this system, but done it so subtly that no one has actually noticed, in which case, bravo, mysterious game designers. Thanks for watching. Think you spotted a game with a secret sliding difficulty scale? Type it in the comments below. Plus, please like the episode, subscribe to the channel, consider supporting me on Patreon.
Triple kill. Avenger. On fire.
10 kills. You're on a roll.
Wow.
Double kill.
I had a sniper. This thing would be over.
Heating up. Double kill.
Maybe I'll just stop at 100 kills. Oh wow, that could have been something more. I want that foobar. Maybe the most is 11.
Avenger. Double kill. Triple kill. Double kill.
This is blood.
Guardian Angel. Double kill. 4 gone. 5 kill. On fire.
10 kills. You're on a roll.
7 kill. 6 kill. Octoblivion. Double kill.
Dang.
Close call. Avenger. Combat.
Dang.
New power weapon in the arena.
Booga booga. How do these people find other weapons? Over there at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna stay over here. Yeah, maybe not.
Double kill. Payback. Payback. Double kill. Double kill. Heating up. Triple kill. Double kill. Double kill.
Man, there's so many people over there.
Payback. Double kill. Avenger. Close call. Payback. Double kill.
I'm starting to get a little bit bored.
Heating up. Double kill. Triple kill.
What the freak?
Double kill.
Alright, I'm gonna end this. Whew. One God exists. We have like 20 more minutes. So I'm gonna turn it off again, and I'll turn it back on.